interior that is going to be incredible.
Former Georgia GOP Congressman and Air Force Reserve Chaplain Doug Collins, Mr. Trump's pick for Veterans Affairs Secretary.
A lawyer by trade and a member of Congress from 2013 to 2021, Collins is a staunch supporter of Trump and was one of his biggest defenders in the House during Democratic-led impeachment hearings against the then president. Since leaving Washington, D.C., he served as a legal counsel for Trump. Collins joined the Air Force Reserve in 2002 after serving 2 years as a Navy chaplain in the mid-1990s. He later deployed to Iraq in 2008 as part of the 94th Air Wing at Dobbins Air Reserve Base in Marietta, Georgia. Trump said in a statement, Collins would be a great advocate for current and former service members. Bernie Bennett reporting.
A pro-Trump senator advising GOP colleagues don't oppose the Trump cabinet nominees.
Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville is a staunch Trump ally and warns GOP colleagues who oppose his nominees or legislation that, quote, we're going to try to get you out of the Senate. He told Fox Business News Republicans who oppose Trump nominees should get out of the way. In fact, the U.S. Constitution calls on senators to advise and consent on nominations, but Tuberville says Trump's big margin of victory gives him a strong mandate and that he deserves to assemble the team he wants to carry out his agenda. Bob Agnew reporting.
An upbeat report on retail sales heading into the all-important holiday shopping season. The government says sales rose solidly in October. On Wall Street this morning, the Dow futures down 159 points. NASDAQ futures off 195. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hi, everyone. If you or someone you know were diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma within the past 20 years, listen up, because you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. For years, the weed killer Roundup was used in homes, farms, and gardens, and now studies have proven a direct link between Roundup and this deadly cancer. So if you or someone you know have been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, call us and find out if you qualify for a cash settlement. 800-842-6060. That's 800-842-6060. Time to file a claim is running out, so don't delay. The call is free, the consultation is free, and you can find out if you qualify for a monetary award. Call 800-842-6060. That's 800-842-6060. 800-842-6060. Call now.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center may not be available in all states.
Chinese President Xi Jinping says the communist country needs more policies to maintain fertility levels and stabilize the population.
Beijing abandoned its one-child policy a decade ago. Families can now have 3 children, but the policy change has had little effect, hence Mr. Xi's intervention. Writing in a prominent magazine, he said the rise and fall of great powers was influenced by its population. He said marriage and having children should be encouraged with increased financial support for parents. Perhaps he was thinking of the city in Shanxi province, which this week offered newlyweds a $200 bonus, as long as the woman is under 35.
The BBC's Michael Bristow. European Union's Executive Commission says the EU's economy is headed for only modest growth in the coming months as consumers regain some of the purchasing power they lost to inflation. Growth forecast to come in next year at around 1.3%. News and analysis, townhall.com. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell seems to think there is some light at the end of the tunnel in the drive to tame inflation.
The Fed is expected to announce another quarter-point rate cut next month after a cut last week and in September. Speaking in Dallas, Powell said inflation is going in the right direction.
With labor market conditions in rough balance and inflation expectations well anchored, I expect inflation to continue to come down toward our 2% objective, albeit on a sometimes bumpy path.
Powell was asked about President-elect Trump's plan to impose sweeping tariffs.
The answer isn't obvious until we see the actual policies.
Powell also talked about the independence of the Fed. Donald Trump has asserted that as president, he should have a say on rate policies. Ed Donahue, Washington.
Tropical storm Sarah dumping flooding rains across parts of Central America and Mexico. National Hurricane Center says too soon to tell what kind of impact it could have next week on the eastern Gulf of Mexico. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes.
It is Friday.
'Tis indeed.
It's a action-packed Friday.
Boy, howdy.
But it is Friday.
Very busy. Yep.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Welcome to it. Welcome to the end of the work and or school week.
Yeah.
You earned this weekend.
Warm day, weather-wise. Supposed to be mid-70s today. 75 and Sune. Yeah.
Although, real tired of having to scrape my damn windshield the first thing in the morning.
Well, good news is you shouldn't tomorrow.
That's true.
Because there's an overnight low of 42. So.
This morning I used my son's Spider-Man mask.
Nice.
It was the closest and most rigid thing I had on hand.
All right.
We're going to use this then.
We're about to enter the holiday season.
Yes.
For all of yous out there that love Sean,
I'm going to get an ice scraper. I'm actually probably going to get one today.
I think we should get like 20 people to get you an ice scraper.
Here's the thing.
You have like 30 of them.
I have one. Literally in my car right now.
Right.
It's just somewhere under something, and at 5:20 in the morning, I'm not eager to dig through and look for it.
That's why you should get like 30 of them and just throw them in there. Then there's bound to be one within reach at some point.
On the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Hillary, there was a joke one time that every month she gets a house key printed up in case she loses it. And she puts her name and her address on it in case she loses it too.
Nice.
That was the best. Yeah. So just give me an ice scraper for her in case I lose it. How about that? In case of emergency break.
She also pushed the TV and all the nice things right by the door so they could grab it on their way out.
No, here's the thing is my ghetto mind is trying to come up with solutions. Like if I just go out the night before and just put a towel over the window, that'll work, right? I mean, yeah, I'm going to be the goofball with a towel over his windshield, but
he's not plotting and planning, but he's not going to spend 5 minutes to maybe just look for that ice scraper and put it in a place of easy reach in the morning.
Yeah.
Try that one.
I'm not saying that my steps are the right steps. I'm just saying that these are my steps.
You have a kid. While he's back there, put him to work.
It's true. Hunter, start sorting.
That's right.
You're always telling me you're bored. I found something for you.
Turn your boy into a little Sheldon. He can just organize everything back there. Dad, I got all of the. Now I've got all your straw papers in this. Here's various pieces of cookie.
At this point, I'm gonna get it taken care of this weekend. I have to go. Well, I have to get taken care of before I go to Oklahoma, anyways.
Oh, Oklahoma.
But it's easier when you're kid free, so I'll handle it this weekend.
You doing Oklahoma for the holidays?
For Thanksgiving.
Ah, nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully the weather will cooperate.
Mm-hmm. Hoping to replicate the fist fight I had last year with my brother in the front yard.
Good times.
Right. It's family tradition.
Never mind. I had more to say, but shouldn't. We have another busy day of playoff volleyball and football action for you today. Unfortunately, Goddard and Roswell both lost their first round matchups yesterday.
Yep.
It is a double elimination tournament, so they are back in action, but it is now single elimination for the Coyotes and the Rockets.
Yep.
On this, they lose again, they're done now.
Or go home.
But it does get busy for the schedule for volleyball for them as well too. So, all right, let me get a break here.
Take a listen as Mike gives you the rundown.
Practice. Get that. All right, so Goddard will play at 10 o'clock this morning.
Uh-huh.
They are going to face off against the 2 seed Albuquerque Academy.
Okay.
We'll have that game for you at 10 a.m. Kelly's going to call that for you, so we'll probably get the morning show cut off about 10 minutes short to bring you that game.
Sure.
If they'll play a 4 against Albuquerque Academy, the 2 seed. If they win that game
at 10,
yes, they will play at 4 o'clock today. Against either the 6 seed Portales or the 12 seed Taos, who will also play at 10 a.m. this morning.
Right.
Winner of that game will play the winner Goddard game at 4. If they lose, they're done. Now, if they win at 4, then they'll play again at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Right.
We'll have that game for you. If they win that game, then they play at hold on, M21. They will play at 2 p.m. Is there a 10 o'clock game? 11. Let's see. I know they play at 10. And let's see. Loser M21. So winner M21. Yes, they'll play again at 2 p.m.
Okay.
Sorry, it's a whole flow chart I got to follow. So then if they win at 2, then they play for the championship at 6.
So basically, if they can stay alive through like 4 games,
yes,
they could make it to the championship.
Like I say, it's a tall order, but it can be done. They gotta get on a hot streak. So, but if they do win at 10, then they're back on at 4 today. We'll have that for you,
right?
And then they'll be back on at 8 if they win at 4, and so forth. So on.
Now, do you want to run down Roswell High's
and now
side of things?
Let's go to Roswell High School.
Let's go to Roswell High.
Roswell, like I said, they too fell in the first round yesterday, so they will play their next match here at noon today. They are going to play the 10 seed Rio Rancho. They are. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me get that wrong. I apologize. They are playing the 6 seed Santa Fe at noon today. If they win that game at noon, then they're going to play either the 10 seed Rio Rancho, the 8 seed Centennial. They'll play that game at 6 o'clock tonight. If Roswell wins today. Now we cannot bring you that game tonight at 6 because we have Roswell High School football playoffs that'll get underway about 6:30.
Right.
And we'll have that for you as Highland, as the Coyotes host Highland here tonight at the Wool Bowl. We'll have that game for you right here on the radio and live streaming video, ksvptv.com. But they will play at 6. We'll try to get updates from Kelly if that is the case and going on here. Then if they win that game at 6, then they will play again at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And then if they win at 10, then they will play at 2. And if they win at 2, they will play at 6.
All right.
Got it?
Yep.
What will have to happen is just so happens that Roswell and Goddard are playing at the same times tomorrow because they both win. I think Kelly's going to have to he'll call 2 games at once because the games will be going on at the same time, right next to each other, right in the same area.
I've seen him do it. What he does is he splits his cellular structure so that 2 of him can be formed in one body, and then they both watch the game on either side.
There you go.
He goes walleye on us just so that he can call the games for you.
Yeah.
That's the commitment of Kelly McDonald right there.
Actually, or he has another move too.
Yeah.
It is the he does a half osmosis split where the torso and shoulders all stay one, but Kelly's head mutes to 2 necks and heads.
Right.
And they both work independently.
It's creepy when he does it.
and it's almost got Mr. Elastic-like necks because they stretch to like 6 feet above, past body spec.
Right. If you've ever seen Skibbity Toilet, it kind of looks like that head and neck. It's just head and neck. That's all it is.
That's right. He's bobbing and it looks around and it's very, very bizarre.
That's right, kids. I worked in a Skibbity Toilet reference. How you doing?
I kid, of course. No, he'll just kind of call both games at once there and give you scoring updates and things. So it'll be quite confusing, but so fun. So that's our sports rundown. So plenty of action here today. But like I said, as long as Roswell and Goddard keep winning, we'll keep covering the games. Like I said, the only one we're going to miss is if Roswell does win at noon today. We will not be able to bring you the 6 o'clock game because of football.
And then tonight, your Roswell Coyotes going to be hosting the Highland High Hornets.
Yes.
Or Hornets, yeah. That's going to be happening pregame 6:40, give or take. Kickoff at 7 o'clock, and you can hear it on 106.5 and then see it on ksvptv.com.
Just started having flashbacks of the volume again.
Easy. We've been down this road.
I want to put a little transmitter in my Jeep and just drive downtown and talk. Anyway,
it's literally Mr. Microphone from back in the day, you know?
Right?
Hey, hot ladies, we'll be back around to pick you up in just a minute.
To be honest, we probably could pull it off if we could, because we have the old Martys that we used to do remotes with. If you just got to tune it to not our normal frequencies here to find a dead pirate signal. And bada bing, bada boom.
Well, now you know what me and Mike are doing this weekend. We're going to cruise around looking for some strange.
I need some nerds to do some retooling of the transmitter, though. But yeah, we could be done. Let me give you a rundown of today's show. We do have a full slate for you. Here in just a few minutes, we're going to talk about the big education fair that's happening tomorrow with the Roswell Chaves County Education Fair. Multiple entities are partnering up, including ENMU Roswell, the EDC, the Hispano Chamber, and also an organization called the Horseshoe Nails Brigade. So, but it is a big education fair where you can come and explore skills and trades, healthcare careers, automotive and aviation, military services, and more. They're going to have live demonstrations, informative sessions, all kind of stuff. But it's going to be out at ENMUR from 9 to noon tomorrow. So we're going to tell you all about stuff happening.
It's off topic, but you ever watch somebody shoe a horse?
Like not in person. I've seen it like on TV.
It's fascinating to watch somebody actually go in and like pull the tools out, take the nails out, clean the junk out. And it's, I mean, I've never been that close to the hind end of a horse, and I'd be terrified to do so. So they're the real heroes out there. The shoers of horses, the real heroes.
I'm sure it's an art form like anything else. Like an artisan craft. But anyway, we'll talk about the education fair here this hour. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Chaves County Manager Bill Williams scheduled to join us, give us an update what's happening around the county, highlights from county commission meeting, so forth, so on.
Yeah.
And then Barbara Gomez is going to join us from Main Street Roswell in the 9 o'clock hour, talking about Christmas and, of course, the lighting of the tree, the light parade, and Santa, and all that good stuff. So we'll talk Christmas with Barbara in Main Street Roswell here in the 9 o'clock hour.
Very good.
And like I said, we're probably going to get cut off about 10 minutes early today to bring you playoff volleyball action here. So, all right, it is 7:18. Let's do this. Let's because of all those breaks, I got like 4 and 5 minute breaks.
Oh yeah.
So let me do this. I'm to get all that in. We're gonna pause for weather, quick break, and then we'll talk about the education fair on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. Crystal clear conditions pushing our way for the wee hours of the morning, and our lows are dropping area-wide for the mid to upper 30s. We're on our way to the mid to upper 70s for the high on Friday. Lots of sunshine coming in. Mostly sunny on Saturday with highs between 75 and 80. A stray shower chance Saturday night, and then an increasing chance for showers, even some thunderstorms by Sunday and Sunday night. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Roswell Appliance Outlet, the area price leader for new appliances, is having a store-wide refrigerator liquidation sale now through Black Friday. All in-stock refrigerators are marked down at least 50% off MSRP, and all come with a warranty and name brands that you know and trust. Great financing and delivery options are available. Hurry in while selection is at its best. Save 50% or more during the store-wide refrigerator liquidation sale at Roswell Appliance Outlet, now through Black Friday, 600 South Main Street in Roswell.
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia, or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla español.
Are you ready to succeed? At ENMU Roswell, they cater to your educational needs. Their dedicated facilities and faculties provide you with an exceptional learning experience. From academic programs to behavioral sciences, business, health education, or technical education, ENMU Roswell offers a wide variety of certifications and degree programs designed to take your education and experience to the next level. Register now on campus or online ENMU.edu. Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. Success starts here. Big news, Southeastern New Mexico. Southwest Bearing is back and better than ever. Under new ownership, Southwest Bearing is your trusted source for heavy equipment needs, offering custom hydraulic hoses, air hoses, diamond roller chain, bearings, belts, seals, sprockets, tools, fluids, fittings, and more. Our expert team delivers top quality products and exceptional service to keep your machinery running smoothly. Visit us at 809 East McGaffey in Roswell or call 575-623-2300. Southwest Bearing, custom solutions, local service.
Picture this. You're behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor. You're effortlessly breaking ground, moving piles of rocks just by moving a lever, and enjoying the sun as you clear brush across your pasture. We could keep trying to put you in the moment, but to really understand what this feels like, you just have to get in the seat.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
It's football time. Time to lean back and enjoy the game in a new recliner. The time is now to see Glenn's Furniture during their gigantic recliner clearance sale. Choose from recliners for her, recliners for him, big man recliners, lift recliners, reclining sofas and love seats, all at clearance prices. Even if you're not a football fan, you'll love the selection and all the low prices you'll find. Plus, get free delivery and set up at Glenn's Furniture, corner of Alameda at Union, Roswell.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
There are 3 key phrases that need to be spoken on a regular basis in a healthy marriage. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, for over 20 years, Julie and I have been sharing these 3 key phrases, and here they are. I love you, I'm sorry, and I forgive you.
Ephesians 4:32 says, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ, God forgave you.
You know, it's so easy to expect others to love us, to say I'm sorry, and to forgive us. But you know, it's really a gift that we give each other. You know, the Bible teaches us we sow and we reap. Sow into your spouse, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry. And then you'll reap a harvest in return. Someone has to start the process. Let that be you today so you can really enjoy your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning with the Horseshoe Nails Brigade, John Erard. Did I nail it?
Yes, you did.
All right. And Cisco Brake is also with us wearing his EDC hat this morning as well.
Good morning.
He was just on a few weeks ago wearing a slightly different hat, but new hat today for
a symphony
Cisco.
hat.
That's right. The RSO hat at that time, but now he's got his EDC hat. Equally as interesting and well, yeah, equally as important too. Business, art, it all needs to come together here.
It's all community.
Absolutely. So, in case you have not heard, we do have a big event happening, a big opportunity, really, for folks that are looking to get ahead in life, whether it's through education, careers, whatever. If you're looking to kind of broaden the options in your path, there is an opportunity for you to do that tomorrow, and we would love to invite everybody to come on out. Now, this is a multi-organizational event. I know EDC with the Hispano Chamber, the Horseshoe Nail group as well, and I think I'm missing somebody.
Well, the educational institutions, ENMUR,
yes,
and NIMI, and several others.
All institutions that offer an alternative path to educational excellence
Gotcha.
have been invited.
So what we're having is a big education fair tomorrow. And the good news is you can get a lot done, but it's not going to tie up your whole day. You get in at 9, you're done by lunchtime. And then you got the rest of the afternoon to go watch football or whatever you got going playing for the rest of the day here.
Exactly.
But so I guess we'll go with you on kind of just giving us an overall what's going to be happening tomorrow. What is kind of the purpose of tomorrow's event here?
Well, again, the purpose of the event is essentially to let the community know what alternative educational options are available to them and their children. And I say to them and their children, the children obviously or their kids are obviously students.
Sure.
But them are 25 to 45-year-olds that wake up one day and say, you know, I really wish I'd have finished my GED, and I'd sure like to have a skilled trade.
Absolutely.
That's the whole purpose behind this. We want to show that here in Roswell, there are a tremendous number of institutions that offer a large array of different educational opportunities that perhaps they haven't considered.
Absolutely.
And the interesting thing is that there's a lot of money out there, scholarship money and support money to help these folks get to where they want to go.
Absolutely.
The genesis of this is that Travis County is roughly 67% Hispanic. We have a Hispanic high school graduation rate of 65%.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
So we need to get that up.
We need to get that up. We're trying to make a change in the trajectory of education here in Travis County. And this is how we're doing it. And there's a tremendous support from all institutions that we've talked with, particularly, as Cisco pointed out, ENMUR and NMMI.
And that you make a great point about, and this is something, when I have our superintendent Brian Luck in, or Dr. Powell, or many of our educational leaders here on the show, we do have that conversation where, when schooling and education, as life has evolved and technology and how we do things, so has education. And when I was a kid and when we were kids younger, there was kind of, there was this path, all right, you go to school, you study hard, you get to college, you get your college degree, and then the world's your oyster kind of mindset. And that's not necessarily the same path for everybody anymore, and nor is it the only path. And that's what I think I think we grew up in that everyone kind of steered kids, all right, this is the path, this is the way, kind of thing. Where now it's no. And high schools and younger levels of education, they're starting to say, no, we're starting to find what these students are interested in now, where are they, maybe they're art brained and they go that way. Maybe they're into STEM, maybe, whatever it is, they're starting to percolate that at a younger level and starting to kind of steer their education in those directions based on their interests. So maybe college isn't for them. Maybe they go to a technical school, maybe time in military, but now the paths there's a lot of different paths to get to the same end game here.
Absolutely.
I've been in Roswell about 4 years now. What brought me to Roswell was my last job on active duty in the Army was working at the NIMI ROTC. And over the last 4 years, I continued to be impressed with the life-changing opportunities that exist in this small town. We're a small town, just under 50,000 people, not a huge abundance of educational opportunities, but the ones that we have are very valuable and, like I said, life-changing.
Well, and the other part, too, is, and this is the other part, is these students, young, old, in between, doesn't matter, not only can they get this education here in town, but those jobs translate to jobs here in our community, too, where you can, in theory, take these wherever your life takes you. But if you're looking for that kind of employment here in town, it's here. You know what I mean? That there's companies, and I know like ENMUR, NMMI, the RASD, all these entities that are partnering on being partners, they work with business partners and stuff to say, hey, what are your needs? What are your let's sync and cater what services we provide to match your needs in the business community.
Absolutely. And one of the things that is is a little bit confusing, is not confusing, but perplexing, is that NMMI, for example, out of 8,000 junior colleges, NMMI ranks number 8. And just a couple of years ago, they ranked them number 2.
Kind of a big deal. There's a reason they're one of the, the prestige and everything. It does far reach the borders of New Mexico.
Absolutely.
That is internationally respected.
Absolutely. And then they created IPA, for example, and IPA, the Intermediate Preparatory Academy, for those that want more from their kids' education than what they're currently getting now. NMMI, back to NMMI, in terms of advanced degrees, NMMI ranks number 1 of all boarding schools in the United States. And then you have ENMUR with one of the best nursing programs in the United States, one of the best welding programs in the United States. And they
aviation maintenance is a very
aviation maintenance.
They are only, I think, one other thing in the entire state of New Mexico that offers what they offer out there for aviation and aviation maintenance.
And they're the best one.
Yeah, exactly. It is very, but when it's very hard to find the services that you have right here down the road from you. That was my point.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. That program you just mentioned, the AMP program, it's one of 2 in New Mexico, and it's right here in Chavez County.
And I will tell you this. There's probably one other way you're going to get your AMP license cheaper, and it's when you raise your hand to sign your name up for the United States military. Because that's about the only way you're going to get an AMP license as cheap as it is, and you're going to have to go through basic training and quite a bit of other training to get that, which is awesome too. But I would say if you don't want to go the military route, you can just go down to ENMUR and get it done, and the world's your oyster.
And that is another path. Here we have a perfect example with Cisco having been in the military.
Yeah. I was a weapons troop in the Air Force, so I know those guys. Dealt with crew chiefs all the time. So
it's a great path to take, and
absolutely,
it's a wonderful career to take. So
absolutely,
we believe that a big part of the problem why we have a 65% Hispanic high school graduation rate is that not everybody is aware of the opportunities, the alternative academic excellence paths.
I think
that
there's
are
a lot
available.
of assumptions. You know what I mean? They think, Roswell, New Mexico, small town. You know what I mean?
I think there
is that, and people that live here. I mean, they're probably the worst perpetrators.
I think you're spot on, Mike. And how many times have you heard NMMI? Oh, that's a school for rich kids.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a lot of that stigma.
But, interestingly enough, I did have a conversation with Colonel West, Chief of Staff there, and what he said was that the bulk of their students, the majority of NMMI's students, are from Roswell.
There is a lot of locals there. I mean, yes, we've got quite a few folks from all over the globe. I've talked to students from China to various Polynesian countries and everything else. But yes, most of those kids come from Roswell or Roswell adjacent
surrounding area,
Roswell adjacent area.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. It is a absolute top tier institution right here in your backyard, and of course, obviously starting with their middle school services here over the last year or two, they're even younger and younger. You can start exposing your students to some of their education.
Excellent education. I mean, they're, in my opinion, and I've worked with IPA. I raised money for IPA last year, and in doing so, I came to the conclusion that there probably isn't a better middle school in the entire United States than NMMI IPA. And here's the good news, and I can say this because I've heard Colonel West say it in several public venues. They are going to attempt to put an IPA in every city in the state of New Mexico.
That would be amazing, because we've seen the numbers of education numbers in the state of New Mexico, and there is not enough that can be done to help get those numbers up and get our students across the board here. And that's the thing. Roswell has the resources to do. I mean, New Mexico even, but Roswell, we have the resources.
We do.
We look at these numbers, and we're not a poor state. We earn quite a bit of money. We just gotta do this stuff. And part of it is there are services. There's stuff, like you said, everything that you're going to see and hear and get to learn about tomorrow is stuff that's in place, been in place, and stuff that's right now available to you.
And when you talk about services, you've got an expert right here.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
What services are we highlighting here? Wow, you said we might go down a rabbit hole. What if you're okay with it, John? What I'd like to do is let's do a quick rundown of what tomorrow is going to look like. It starts at about 9 o'clock, and
do a Bob Ross picture painting here. Give us some happy trees.
What John has asked for is the structure, the body of the event is going to be 6 separate breakout sessions. You can go. I think you can go to 2 sessions during the 3-hour period.
Okay. Yes.
These consist of a presentation on, like I said, the early commissioning program, early college, high school, and quite a few of the vocational paths at ENMUR. And I'm trying to think if there's one more that I'm missing.
Well, NMMI, NMMI in general, the junior college, the high school, and also IPA to discuss what the academic excellence in each one of those areas.
Excellent.
But on the front end of all of that, what John has asked for is a panel discussion, a plenary session, a panel discussion, and I'm going to be moderating that. That panel is going to consist of Saul Aguilar of JS Holdings and the operator of many of our best restaurants in Roswell.
I was going to say, many people thank him for Taco Tuesdays on
Let's see.
Taco Tuesday.
We got Francisco Juarez from the Workforce Connection Office down in that footprint on the
and
south
by the
end.
way, if you don't go in that out, if you're looking for work and not walked in that office, they've got a slurry of resources and things to get you prepared to find a job. That's what they do.
They sure do. That's why we invited him. He was very gracious on short notice to be a part of it. So Saul Aguilar, Francisco Juarez, Christina Stark from the Institute, from NMMI.
Excellent.
And who's the last one? Oh, and Dr. Powell.
Dr. Powell, president of ENMUR here. So excellent.
So that will be a good constructive discussion to kick it off. They'll talk about their programs, spark interest, and then go to these breakout sessions.
Excellent. So that kind of use that as kind of chance to do that. Then you can kind of get an overall encompassing of what's available, and then from that you can break out and pick the sessions that kind of more cater to what types of services you're looking for, or types of, obviously if you have high school students, you're probably going to
alternative education paths.
Start to hear that. But if you're older folks, you might be wanting to learn more about some of the college things.
Well, that's one of the very important projects that ENMUR has and that Dr. Powell is focused on, and that is, again, the 25 to 45-year-old individual that wakes up one morning and says, I really wish I had have completed my GED in my high school, and I sure wish that I had a skilled trade because it would improve my standard of living and it would make my life and my family's life better.
Sure.
He's very focused on that. We'll be putting a lot of attention on those different programs that are available. Again, there is a lot of money available. Look, they're not throwing money around and giving sacks of money away. But if you're really interested in an education and you're really interested in buckling down, studying, and improving your life, there is a lot of help here in Roswell for you.
I know this just from, when you talk about resources to pay for these things. I generally, like every time I talk to Dr. Powell or any of our higher education folks here, I always tell people, when you register and you go in and register for school and everything, as soon as you're done getting your acceptance into things, the next thing you need to do is walk right into that financial aid office and let those folks go to work from you. First thing you have to do is get that FAFSA form. That's your golden ticket. Anything they won't even talk to you till you get that thing done. But once that thing's done, that's your golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory here, because then they can, and really, I know for a fact there are so many civic organizations and things that are in New Mexico or even local right here in town that are wanting to give $1,500, $2,000 here and there to students for school, and some of it. And that's where your life background comes in. Maybe if you're a veteran or your parents are vets, there's a ton of scholarships there, or if there's certain career paths that you want to go, there's scholarships that will mark that, or could be other family things or your bloodlines. There's all kinds of different scholarships out there. You got to let the financial aid office kind of turn some stones over for you and look for that kind of stuff.
Let me tell a couple of stories here. that I think are a wonderful example of how this community is committed to helping people.
Mm-hmm.
I raised money last year. When I heard about that statistic of 65% high school graduation rate, I've never been involved before, Mike. And I said to myself, I can no longer sit by and do nothing.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
And look at myself in the mirror. I've got to get up and help. My background is I was born and raised in Mexico City.
Okay.
I immigrated here when I was 23 years old without a dime. I had nothing.
You're the definition of the American dream.
I am. This is the definition of the American dream.
You're the poster child for the American dream.
and this is why we come here.
Yeah.
We come here for that freedom. But what I found was that people here in the United States are very giving. People helped me every step of the way, number one, with financially, which is what I needed. And number two, I went to great schools. I went to NMMI. I went to a couple of other wonderful schools. So that's the background.
Mm-hmm.
When I was raising money for IPA, every single person except for one, and I'm not going to say it, except for one, said, yes, I'll give. Every single person. We raised $17,500 for the kids at IPA,
That's cool.
paid for their lunch for one academic year. Here's the important part. The important part is 85% of those kids come from economically distressed households, and 85% of those kids are of color.
Yep.
Okay? Now, the second part is that the second story is that I recently met with a very wealthy individual here in Roswell. People would recognize the name. He's been involved. He loves this community, and he said that his friends, i.e., other wealthy people here in Roswell, have been observing what we have been doing, and have recognized that there is a problem with the graduation rate. And he said, we are ready to help, and we are ready to join the effort.
You've inspired others to step in, and that's what it needs. That's
All
what we need.
all they needed was an organization that it was focused on it. And we have, as our chairman of the board, we have we're a 501c3, and the chairman of our board is Colonel West, chief of staff of NMMI. Eric Call, the Republican Party chairman, is
Some pretty respected community members here.
Jen Cole from RISD.
Yeah. I was in leadership process with her. Her and I were in the same class together.
So it is a community-wide effort that is supported, and we appreciate the opportunity to come to your platform and try to get the word out.
And that's really, this is, yes, tomorrow it's a nuts and bolts, soup to nut event to giving you resources and connections to start this path here. But I kind of look at this and listen to what you're saying and how people are seeing this need and are now committing to get in. And I kind of look at it, this thing is, all right, for folks that are seeing this and hearing this too, and maybe, like you said, there's some, if the heart side doesn't appeal to you, then let's do the head side. Think of it as an investment in your community. When you look at numbers and you look at let me ask you this, when your community is got educated people, and that brings out all the rest of it, quality of life, when everything you want to see out here, that starts with educated community and high-paying jobs and all that. The rest kind of, you want the parks, the amenities, all of that comes when there's, smart people in good working, well-paid jobs and things. All of that is, and so by the investing into that to encourage your locals to take advantage of these education opportunities, all of them of which in their backyard. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
This is really just, if you can see this, we're all mad at politics in the world. I don't care what side of the spectrum you're on. Everyone's mad in the world right now about everything. You know what fixes it? Yelling on Facebook and Twitter doesn't fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sitting in the coffee shop complaining about it doesn't fix it. You know what fixes it? getting involved.
Colonel West said it the best.
Yeah.
He said, we can sit around a table and talk about it as we have done forever.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can get up and do something about it this time around. And think about this. Colonel West, the chief of staff of NMMI, stood up and said, let's go.
Well, he does have a military brain, and I know military brains. Military brains generally, we deal with so much red tape, but hate it more than any other person. So the path of least resistance to a military brain is always the way to go.
There you go.
And so that's kind of how it goes. But just saw the time here. I do tomorrow from 9 a.m. until about noon here. It's all going to be on the campus of Eastern New Mexico University in the ENMUR ITC building, which is 52 University Boulevard. So if you're not familiar with the campus, you can put that in your GPS and it'll...
That ought to get you there. It's behind the Performing Arts Center, the ITC building.
Yeah, if you're going to go see a Way Off Broadway show or some other things there.
That's the same parking lot.
Right there to go check that out. But... it is there's no cost.
No cost, completely open to the public, and it's not just for young people. We've been emphasizing young people, but if you have a godparent or a mentor or a parent, they are definitely welcome too.
I would offer any person that's looking to better their lives through education to get on to the next path, whatever your story is, whether you're starting over again or you started late in life or you're that person that's just putting their feet in the world. You're going to benefit from this.
Education is the way to change.
Yep.
Without the education, you're not going to change.
I hope you guys, y'all have heard about this, and I don't remember the gentleman's name, so I apologize for that. But was it last semester? ENMUR, they had their guest speaker, a 70-year-old man get his AMP license. Matter of fact, got his certification and all. So don't tell me it's never too late. That man, and he did it because he worked that career field but he really did this to his message to his family, just to prove to his grandkids that this is so to everyone that tells me they're too old, too late, go talk to that guy. He'll tell you you're wrong.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said and well done.
Cisco, I will give you last word here. Any information we missed, anything we wanted to cover that I got sidetracked on or spaced on?
No, I think we did a good rundown of what we're looking to do tomorrow, and this is our first of many, we hope, and we hope that it's going to be a wonderful platform to show opportunities in the future. The Roswell Chavez County, what is the title? Education Fair at the Eastern New Mexico University Roswell. At the Eastern New Mexico University Roswell, starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow at the Eastern New Mexico University Roswell campus.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time today, Mike. Thank you, sir.
Anytime, and come out and learn, and who knows, you might come out tomorrow and you just found the thing that kind of sets everything in motion, a bright future for you here. And trust me, especially if you have children, those teenagers that are still like, they don't know what they're looking for. They're kind of, they're still trying to explore, or just, or you ask them, what do you want to do? I don't know. Bring them here and start showing them stuff and let them say, oh, that sounds kind of cool. Now that goes from I don't know to, that looks pretty cool.
Exactly.
After years, I'm always impressed how people don't know what's out there. People live in Roswell and they don't know about the military institute. They don't know about early college, high school. There are so many opportunities, so many pathways forward that are not necessarily a 2-year or a 4-year degree. Absolutely. There's many different paths in this life.
So many different paths.
The one-size-fits-all time period is over with.
Absolutely.
You got a bunch of choices out there.
Really, what the skill set you need now is a desire and a work ethic. If you have the desire to do something and the wherewithal to commit to working to whatever it takes to get to that thing, then the world's your oyster. That's what it is. This is what tomorrow's about. If you have the desire, this is going to give you all the tools and things to put the desire into action, if that makes sense.
And we'll put some mignonette on that oyster.
There you go. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us here. And any other things, anytime more stuff come down the road, And, of course, if you have any questions, you can always contact the Roswell Chavez EDC. I'm sure you can contact the Hispano Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
Either ENMUR or NMMI. They probably can give you, if you call their main offices, they'll probably can direct you. Some it might be easier just call either the EDC or the Hispano Chamber. And now I do want to ask: is there, if people want to learn a little bit more about the Horseshoe Nails Brigade, is there a website or someplace that they can kind of learn more and learn? But we didn't really get a chance to talk about that so much here.
There is hsnbrigade.com at gmail.com.
Okay, and you can go and imagine if people want to get a little more involved in that too. Come out tomorrow. We'll tell you how to do that.
Come out tomorrow. We'll tell you all about it. It is a community effort. It is a group of individuals and organizations that make up HSN Brigade.
That's always the best kind, when it's really kind of that grassroots and just people that see a need get together to address the need. And usually those are the best run organizations because it's all people with the heart to achieve the same goal here.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you very much for the opportunity.
Anytime. Don't eat too many of those burritos at the NMUR. Those things are addicting. So just saying, pace yourself tomorrow. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, 7:51. Let's pause for news and a bevy of ads. Don't go away.
Now, your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The intersection of South Richardson Avenue and West McGaffey in Roswell will be closed for a water line repair beginning Monday. The work is expected to take about 2 weeks to complete. Access to the businesses and residences in that area will be maintained throughout the work. There are no anticipated impacts to water customers in the area, as water will not have to be shut off unless an unexpected situation occurs. The work was originally planned to begin this week, but a further evaluation of what needs to be repaired resulted in a slight delay. FEMA's disaster survivor assistance teams are continuing their door-to-door outreach in Roswell in coordination with the New Mexico Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Management. The mission of the DSA teams is to help flood-impacted residents apply to FEMA for federal financial assistance and to help with any other services they might need. DSA crew members wear an official FEMA vest or other FEMA attire and their official FEMA ID badge. As always, you can apply yourself for disaster assistance online at disasterassistance.gov or through the FEMA smartphone app. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Imagine you're on a cruise. In your cabin's bathroom, you spot something strange, a hidden camera. I'm Kim Commando from Medishare. Get a high-quality health care plan while saving money by calling 833-SHARE-44. That's 833-SHARE-44. This horror story happened to a woman on a Royal Caribbean cruise. A stateroom attendant, Arvin Marisol, stuck a hidden cam in her bathroom and captured all kinds of images of her. He uploaded these to the dark web. She wasn't his only target. A lawsuit suggests nearly 1,000 passengers, including kids, might have been recorded by him. Cameras can hide anywhere, in vents, lamps, power outlets, even TV remotes. Here's how to check. Flash your phone's light and look for glare or reflections. Next, pull up the Wi-Fi and look for odd devices. Strange names can mean hidden tech. Tap on Bluetooth and look there too. Finally, on mirrors, run your fingernail around the edge. If there's no gap, you might be looking at a two-way. Sign up for my free newsletter at getkim.com.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join Medishare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining Medishare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. But what's more, Medishare members like it a lot. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And Medishare is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before November 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is November 15th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. 833-SHARE-44. That's 833-SHARE-44. 833-SHARE-44.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report.
State volleyball starts today with a lot of teams in action locally. Roswell in Class 5A, out in Class 4A, Goddard and district rival Artesia are both in the draw for that classification. 3A, Dexter's in it. Gateway Christian in 1A. So it's one sport off to another, but let's not leave soccer just yet because NMMI are the state champs in Class 3A boys soccer for the second year in the road, defeating Santa Fe Prep over this past weekend by a 2-1 count. That was back on Friday, behind 1-0 when Javier Lopez tied the game just before halftime with a header in the 72nd minute. Nicholas Barcenas Barbien with the game winner. Congratulations to the Colts, who finished 16-5. Santa Fe Prep only had one loss coming into that. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Attention, Roswell and surrounding areas. Roswell Ford knows recovering from an unexpected natural disaster is stressful, and our hearts go out to everyone who experienced loss due to the flooding. The damage left behind is devastating, but we're already seeing what it means to be Roswell strong, and we acknowledge and appreciate the heroic efforts of local authorities, first responders, and National Guard rescue teams. We've already received and continue to receive special shipments of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles available for immediate delivery during our massive Super Tent Sale. It's at our temporary location on West 2nd Street between Toyota and Allsup's. These new and pre-owned vehicles without flood damage are being offered to the public at unprecedented savings. We've instructed our staff to take any car in any condition. In fact, even if it doesn't run, we'll come get it and give you a generous allowance toward a new Ford or high-quality pre-owned vehicle. And we'll work with your insurance company to help you get what you deserve at Roswell Ford's temporary location on West 2nd Street between Toyota and Allsup's. Thank you.
Roswell Appliance Outlet, the area price leader for new appliances, is having a store-wide refrigerator liquidation sale now through Black Friday. All in-stock refrigerators are marked down at least 50% off MSRP, and all come with a warranty and name brands that you know and trust. Great financing and delivery options are available. Hurry in while selection is at its best. Save 50% or more during the store-wide refrigerator liquidation sale at Roswell Appliance Outlet, now through Black Friday, 600 South Main Street in Roswell.
Whether it's NFL on Thursday, Sunday, or Monday night, college football on Saturdays, or Roswell Coyote and Goddard Rocket football on Friday, Game Day Roswell is your #1 destination, with a kitchen open for all your favorite snacks and apps, and a stocked bar with a full line of beers and spirits, with happy hour pricing all the time, including $4 bottles and $5 16-ounce tap. And try the Game Day signature shot, Cinnamon Rocky Mountain Honey Whiskey, open Monday through Friday at 3, Saturdays at 11, and Sundays at 10:30 at 913 South Sunset in Roswell. Game Day, the place to go for football.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell, with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Have you experienced the Valley Cafe yet? It's much more than lunch or dinner. It's an experience. Chef Anthony Noble is a nominated Chef of the Year and manager with a 4.9 out of 5 kitchen cleanliness rating and a 4.8 out of 5 most love rating. It's time for you to experience the difference that so many others already have at the Valley Cafe. Visit for lunch or dinner at 801 West Brasher, the Orange Building across from Church on the Move in Roswell. And save the Valley Cafe in your contacts. 575-755-EATS. 575-755-3287. Don't forget, we can cater your event too, and a portion of our proceeds go to the Dream Center in Roswell.
Happy Honda Days are here, and that means a great new ride just in time for the best deals of the year. Like 2.9% APR for 60 months or 3.9% for 72 months on Honda Passport, 3.9 for 60 and 4.9 for 72 on Honda Pilot and Accord, and 4.9 for 60 and 5.9 for 72 on Honda Odyssey, Civic, and Ridgeline. And with every purchase, Roswell Honda's hooking you up with a giant roasting pan along with gift cards for your holiday feast. Happy Honda Days on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
And we are closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up here in just a few seconds here. Stay tuned next hour. About 8:15 or so, we're scheduled to have Chaves County Manager Bill Williams join us, give us an update on what's happening in and around Chaves County, update commission meeting, all that good stuff. So that'll be next hour. And then, of course, we will have volleyball action for you at 10 a.m. Goddard Rocket playoff volleyball, and then Roswell Coyote at noon today. And then they win, they move on. They lose these, they're done for the playoffs here. But we'll have those at 10 and noon today here later today.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Americans reined in their spending a bit last month. Retail sales did rise 0.4% from September to October, but that was half the previous month's gain. Says he wants to make America healthy again. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., President-elect Trump's choice to head up the Department of Health and Human Services.
We will be stronger, more resilient, more optimistic, and happier. I won't fail in doing this. Ultimately, the future, however it happens, is in God's hand.
With more than 80,000 employees, HHS among the largest of the federal agencies. President-elect Trump says the war in Ukraine ranks extremely high on his list of foreign policy priorities.
We're going to work on Middle East, and we're going to work very hard on Russia and Ukraine. It's got to stop. Russia and Ukraine's got to stop. Thousands and thousands, I saw a report today, thousands of people over the last 3 days were killed. Thousands and thousands of people were killed.
Mr. Trump speaking last night at a gala at Mar-a-Lago. At that event, he introduced his nominee for Interior Secretary.
There he is. Hi, Doug.
Mr. Trump choosing North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum as Secretary of the Interior. Former Georgia Congressman Doug Collins, Mr. Trump's pick for Veterans Affairs Secretary. In addition to fighting in Iraq, Collins served as an Air Force Reserve Command chaplain. Opening statements today in the Georgia trial of Venezuelan illegal immigrant Jose Ibarra. The 26-year-old is charged in the brutal killing of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. A judge will be hearing the trial as a defendant waived his right to a jury trial. On Wall Street this morning, stocks are in the red. The Dow down 262 points. The Nasdaq is off 263. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The party of Sri Lanka's new Marxist-leaning president has taken a two-thirds majority in parliament.
What we are seeing is a new kind of politics, a new political party in power. This is the first time where you see a president from the party as well as who's likely to have a majority in parliament if this trend continues. So it is a transformation in Sri Lanka where we are not seeing for the first time the Rajapakshas or the Ranil Wickremesinghes, who were some of the leading politicians ruling the country in the past 30 years.
The BBC's Embarrassing Rajan. Tropical storm Sarah has made landfall in northern Honduras and threatens to dump torrential rains across parts of Central America and southern Mexico. Sarah packing winds of 45 miles per hour. It hit land along the Honduras-Nicaragua border. News and analysis at townhall.com. Further advancing its weapons program, North Korea has tested high-precision exploding drones.
And North Korean strongman Kim Jong-un is calling for accelerating their mass production. The demonstration comes as the United States, South Korea, and Japan held combined military exercises in nearby waters. Just last month, North Korea accused the South of sending its own drones to drop leaflets over Pyongyang and threatened to respond with force if such flights occur again. Jason Walker reporting.
President Biden is in Peru for the APEC summit. The annual gathering brings together countries and members that jointly account for almost two-thirds of global GDP and half the world's trade, that according to the summit's organizers. Among others, Mr. Biden plans a meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping during the summit. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Friday, everybody.
They're called a farrier.
Huh?
I've been looking into that career field. So funny you mentioned that. It's Antonio in our chat.
Yeah.
A farrier is what, I don't know if you guys were talking about a career.
We were?
Yeah.
I wonder which one it was we were talking about.
Not sure, but whatever it is, it's called a farrier.
All right. Thank you.
And now you know.
I am not sure what we were talking about at a particular moment.
And it's possible maybe with the fur trade.
I don't remember talking about ferries.
No. Did you talk about like
drives a ferry, the ferry?
People who work in fur?
I don't recall, but I don't recollect.
I don't know. You know what? It's fine. We'll go back and watch the video. We'll get context later. We'll return you to context.
That's the problem with chat sometimes. I'm like, I don't remember what I was referencing.
Well, there's already a delay in our chat or in our broadcast, plus, you know, the added delay of, I saw the comment late.
That's true. If you are watching on the screen.
Oh, shucks.
A little bit.
Yep.
It's kind of funny because sometimes, like on Friday nights here, I'm usually hearing this. I'm listening to the radio, and then I got the video going on one screen and watching it. And on average, when I'm in here, like when a football game's on, it's usually about a minute and a half behind whatever's going on the radio.
Right.
So it's kind of, because I'll hear it and then I can look over at the video. I was like,
that was cool.
Like
That was
plays
good.
behind over
Right?
there.
Yeah, delays help. Here's a fun question. You've spent a lot of time in this building, in this office, alone at night, at off office hours.
I do.
Do you ever feel like this place might be haunted? Like, not even so much this office, but like the building in general. I get some ick vibes, like especially when I've been here on like Sundays, and I know I'm the only one in this building.
Yeah,
I always feel like I'm not alone.
Not so much now.
Okay.
But I remember, like, before we had this office, and we were in the office across the hall, and that was before, this was back when 106.5 was Jack FM. Back in those days. And on occasion, I would have to board out ball games, we had a production studio here. So it wasn't a full, like what we got now. It was just a little room with a little area I could go make some ads, and I could put some things on the radio if I had to. It was pretty, not a full-on studio, but a semi-studio.
Right.
Anyway, I remember doing ball games and like Friday nights or whatever, and it seemed more ominous over there because I didn't have windows for one thing, and that helps to have a window.
Yeah, having
a window,
a glimpse
to see outside and know that you're just not like, because I ain't gonna be lying. It's 4 concrete walls that you're surrounded by.
It's like being in Vegas. You never actually know what time it is.
Yeah, it's like I go outside. I'm like, what day is it? Where am I at? You know, was there fallout? What happened? Is everything still normal? You know, you really are isolated from the world in there.
Mm-hmm.
So back then, yes. Nowadays, not so much because windows help.
I will tell you that the most, and I don't really buy into the whole spirits and like haunting, whatever, but the most uneasy I have ever been in my entire life was being alone at the old Mix 106 studios. Like, I don't know what went down in that place, and there's a lot of stories, and I've heard plenty of them.
Things were found.
Oh boy, were they ever. But I felt I need to leave here immediately.
Yeah.
I need to not be here right now.
Well, and also, pull back of that curtain.
Mm-hmm.
It was an interactive show back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you'd say something and people would show up.
That's true. That is very true.
And you're kind of exposed to people. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So I get that part because I feel like, you know, if something goes down in here, I'm not in a good place.
Mm-hmm. There's a wall of CDs over there that I am not 100% sure is mounted.
We're about to find out how sturdy this back garage door is. I'm about to put a man-shaped hole through the back end of that.
I am very glad that those windows had bars. So leave it at that.
It's true.
And locks. There's a couple of times that came in handy.
Although, I think you had more wildlife issues to worry about in that building than people sometimes. Various varmints lived in that building. In this room, I just heard various mammals that would be walking around up there. I don't know, but anyway,
yeah, there's every now and again you hear a skitter.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway,
that's always fun. It was.
Don't forget, we will have another day of volleyball playoffs for you. So we will be preempting our coverage of Clay and Buck and into Hannity today, as we'll have, of course, Goddard Rocket playoffs at 10 a.m. this morning. If they win, they'll play again at 4 today. Roswell Coyotes will play at noon today. If they win, they'll play at 6 today. We will have the 4 p.m. game for you if they do win and go there. The 6 p.m. volleyball game for Roswell, we will not be able to bring you today because we have Roswell High football at 6:30 as they host Highland here at the Wool Bowl. We'll have that for you on the radio and live streaming video, ksvptv.com. Now, if Roswell and or Goddard, they both win their games today, I think Goddard will play at like 8 in the morning tomorrow, and Roswell play at 10 in the morning, and then they both play again at 2, and then I think at 6 if they go to the championship. But first things first, they got to win at 10 and noon today before any of that other stuff I said happened. So they did lose yesterday, so they are both now in the single elimination portion of the tournament. One more and they're done. So
the claw your way up from the bottom. Tournament.
But we'll have all that for you here today.
By the way, farrier.
Yes.
Those who shod horses.
Oh,
who
so
shoe
you and I
horses.
were talking about horseshoe.
Yeah, that's exactly what Antonio was mentioning in the chat. That's the career he's looking to. It's called a farrier.
So
I did not know that.
You want to be a farrier?
I do not.
No.
I don't have the courage to. Antonio does.
But if you had, say, a YouTube channel of people ferrying.
I thought you were going to say a father who actually who cared and tried to show you things.
No, that's your own meaning.
Yeah.
But if there was a video of hours of horseshoeing or farriering, you would be down for that.
I enjoy. It's definitely a fun process to watch. It looks like the most relaxing thing ever for the horses.
Yeah.
It's like a spa day for them. Because like they get in there with tools and they like dig all the muck out.
Well, and then like the hoof, I guess they got to trim it and
they
shape
clip
it
it
to get it all. Because it's like your fingernails. I guess it grows and gets all unwieldy if you don't maintain it.
The part that gets me, and I know it doesn't hurt because it's like thick, like cartilage or whatever. But
I grew up in Maryland, D.C. Me and livestock, we don't have a knowledge, a history of each other. I don't know I don't know the farm life.
But it does look like it would be a relaxing thing. Maybe for the horses, maybe not for the farrier.
I think if I had to go to that world and live in that world, I would not want to be a farrier, but I could definitely get down with some blacksmithing.
Oh yeah. If you ever watched like Forged in Fire,
I've done a little, like in Boy Scouts and stuff, like blacksmithing as a kid and younger days, a teenager. But I could, like, if I had the time and desire and energy to do things like that, like I could see that being very cathartic. You're just going out to the barn and making metal things and putting it in fire and beating on it. That'd be kind of fun.
Oh yeah, get some aggression out, some rage out, and some of the stuff I've seen that, like, and you learn things like by watching Forged in Fire. Like if you ever watch them try to make a blade with a curve in it.
Oh yeah,
that's what the pointy part of the anvil is for. Is for rounded edge. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, there's a whole.
Never knew that.
Oh yeah, it's all designed for a reason.
Antonio in the chat, by the way, he says he's mesmerized by the people who shoe horses. I just lost the chat. He said he was talking to a coworker about it. He said some horses are easy to do and others are wild and unruly. Of course, I'd imagine that would be.
I think that's true with like humans.
Yeah.
Some kids are good at easy getting their hair cut. Others, you got to fight tooth and nail. Horses probably the same way.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get the hour going because of volleyball. We got Commercial City. So let's do this. It is 8:15. Let's get you up to date with weather. Then I'm going to play 5 minutes of commercials. And then Bill Williams, Chavis County Manager, will join us here on the other side to talk kind of biz. All right, it is 8:15. Weather, quick break. Break. We'll be back. Don't go away.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We may have some rain coming up by Sunday with a low-pressure system developing off to our west. For now, we'll stay pretty nice, mid to upper 70s for today and sunny. Overnight looks clear, low to mid 40s, and then we're in the mid 70s to about 80, and we get more sunshine on Saturday. For Sunday, showers and thunderstorms, pretty good possibility, and cooler with mid 60s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Hey, this is Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's worst nightmare. You know storm chasers, those out-of-town roofers that descend on neighborhoods after big storms. They come in, do a crummy job, then poof, they're gone forever. Well, a few years ago, our area had a hailstorm, and right on cue, storm chasers showed up. I was driving home from work one evening and saw one talking to an elderly lady on her porch. I said, "Not today, buddy." I did a U-turn, pulled in the driveway, and walked right up to them. I warned the woman who they were talking to, and I chased away the storm chaser. The woman's daughter called me later and said a storm chaser ripped them off a few years ago. She thanked me for stopping this one and chose Trustmark for her roof. Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's nightmare. Every homeowner's champion. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring and roof gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF. Or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
When others say no, Roswell Hyundai says
yes.
The bank manager is at Roswell Hyundai for a short time to say
yes.
No social security number or ITIN number?
Yes.
No driver's license?
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Roswell Hyundai says
yes.
If you have a job that earns at least $12 an hour, Roswell Hyundai wants to say
yes.
Roswell Hyundai wants 100% approval, which means they want to say
yes
to you.
Yes.
Get zero down,
yes.
zero payments till fall,
yes.
plus up to $4,000 more for your trade.
Yes.
On now at the home of Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Yes!
You have a life, places to go, things to do, people to see, but it's hard to enjoy life when you have pain. You don't have to live that way. Softwave Therapy from Premier Chiropractic in Roswell can help you. Softwave's cutting-edge technology is non-invasive and can help your body heal. This new technology uses therapeutic energy waves to activate the body's dormant stem cells to promote natural healing. Sessions are quick with short treatment times. Start healing today. Call Premier Chiropractic at 623-2900 or visit healthyroswell.com. Rosevelletalk.com.
At Martine's Capital Cafe, come in and enjoy a delicious variety for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Try our burritos, huevos rancheros, asado, chorizo, sausage, flautas, fajitas, chili rellenos, quesadillas, enchiladas, sopapillas, and don't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger and so much more. Everything is prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Martine's Capital Cafe. Quality, value, tradition, and the most delicious New Mexican food since 1989. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th Street in Roswell.
Check out some of the pre-Thanksgiving bargains you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Half gallons of Food Club buttermilk are $2.69 each. Eggland's Best large eggs are $2.99 a dozen, and 2 packs of Philadelphia cream cheese are $4.49 each. In produce, fresh jalapeno peppers are 99 cents a pound, and premium hothouse tomatoes are $1.49 a pound. In the meat department, family packs of boneless pork sirloin roast are $1.79 a pound, and honeysuckle white young turkeys are 98 cents a pound. These are just some of the pre-Thanksgiving savings you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. Fergalicious. In fact, they're downright funky. Fergalicious. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660. Fergalicious.
Pressure Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and all positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screening. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please apply in person at 2702 North Freeman in Artesia, New Mexico. Equal Opportunity Employer.
The weather is changing, and what is cooler than being at the Cow? Well, we can't think of anything. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in Roswell is your authorized Brothers Sewing Machine dealer for Southeast New Mexico, and they're all on sale right now at the Calico Cow. New fabric styles for fall are here, and holiday and Christmas fabrics continue to arrive daily. If you're still stitched to your own machine and you just want a tune-up, call for in-house maintenance, 575-639-2586. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the Cow.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, Chaves County Manager Bill Williams back with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Good seeing you. How's life at the county this morning?
It's good this morning. We've been extremely busy for a while.
I say still in the cleanup efforts, and Roswell, Dexter, Hagerman, parts of the county, we're still dealing with debris and flooding issues and all that. So.
Right. Yeah. And Alex, shout out to Alex Palomino, our public service director. He's took the lead on this from the Sunday after the rain.
Well, he was kind enough to join us last time you were on, and, to kind of give us an update too here a couple weeks ago.
He was out all night, that Saturday night and Sunday and working. He continues to work with the emergency management and the FEMA and the Department of Homeland Security emergency management and everyone. He's just really doing a lot of good.
By the way, if you have not heard, FEMA is now in the Roswell Mall.
Right.
So they have set up shop there. And also there are, I don't have it right in front of me, but I saw the neighborhoods are going to be hitting today and tomorrow.
Yep.
Going through there, and it's about a dozen or so different neighborhoods are going to be going through here.
They have a pretty good sized contingent, between all the different entities that are helping out and the opportunities and stuff for people to get some help.
Mm-hmm.
It's very complex, and each individual situation is going to have to be treated separately, which is why you need to go and visit with them at the mall, because they can
they're the triage,
point you the right.
Yeah, they're
correct.
Basically, FEMA's doing the catch-all, and then they will filter it down to the various agencies that applies to whatever need that person has.
Yeah.
So if it's more on the money, housing side and some of that, then they're going to send you to that direction. If it's more of the, immediate needs, place to clothing, that kind of stuff, they'll send you in direct. But whatever it is, they're going to triage it that way. So that's why they're kind of saying FEMA is the catch-all. They go through that portal and let them put you into the system to get your monies or whatever you need to get back on your feet.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and the city and the county are learning the same as everybody else on how all these programs work, and
But
there's some frustration in the time it takes because I mean people need help immediately after, and here it is a month later, and we're still working.
And unfortunately, this is government operation, and this is when we can. That's why we have your Red Crosses and Salvation Army and everything that kind of triage the disaster needs. But when it comes to replacing and rebuilding, that's slower. It's a lot more for these programs and things. There's a lot more red tape and navigation to go through all that, and so it does get testing of patience. It can very much
and the county commission signed the disaster declaration on that Sunday, so we could get the ball rolling.
Yeah,
because you got to go through the state, then you go to the feds.
Believe it or not, there was a lot of legislation done to speed up the process.
Yeah, hard to believe, isn't it?
Because it really takes lots of acts of Congress and things to get some of these things done. And
that was one of the things we did yesterday on our commission meeting. Is they ratified the approval of the emergency and disaster declaration because it was signed. Obviously, all of them would have been in favor of signing that, but it was signed by the chairman, and so in a case like that, we have to get it ratified so that all of them agree that. Of course, I don't know what you do if they disagree. Say, well, we decided it's not an emergency.
Well, that's going to be a longer meeting because there's going to be some debate going on. But
anyway, we got that done. Like I say, on that Sunday morning, Alex had been there all night and morning, and the emergency operations center was already in place, and he was entrenched in learning what to do and adjusting and adapting. He did a really good job. I didn't show up till probably 11 o'clock Sunday morning by the time I was able to get there, and then I started working on the paperwork side of it, and that it's Alex has done a really good job. I'll just say that. He continues to do a really good job.
Again, this is where we brag on we have some amazing folks that work for our county, and this last month is just proving exactly what we've been talking about for years, is these folks, because when it's easy, it's easy to be good when times are easy. It's when times get tough, that's when the real character comes out and everything, and you're seeing the great people that we have in our county turning over every rock, leaf, doing whatever they got to do to try to get people back to normal.
Yeah, yeah, we are. And before we go on to the agenda, I wanted to talk about our week started a little earlier this week, rather than just being Thursday as my report for you on Friday.
Yeah.
On Monday, which was Veterans Day, the Daughters of the American Revolution had an event at the courthouse lawn, and they dedicated a monument.
A placard, I think is what they officially called it. But
it's a nice brass plaque on a concrete base.
It's out on the Veterans Memorial.
It's beautiful.
Night
And Commissioner Dana was saying yesterday she really liked that the way it's positioned, it's like facing up towards our flag. So it just had a lot of symbolism to her that worked out so well. But we had that event, and the Daughters of the American Revolution, they honored the Revolutionary War patriots.
Yeah.
Which, we've got our war memorial, and, we didn't have anything there for...
Without that one, the rest... didn't happen.
That's correct. That was really something. So we had that event Monday at 1 o'clock, and in conjunction with that, we had the proclamation all for the Daughters of the American Revolution and the Revolutionary War heroes. I mean, that's not what they're called, patriots, but they're heroes.
Absolutely.
And patriots both. But along with that, we had a Veterans Appreciation proclamation that we always like to hand those off to someone who's involved. And a couple of years ago, I believe you were involved in one of our things. Excuse me. Seems to be the trend this morning. I heard John clearing his throat a lot this morning.
Well, anytime there's weather changes, people's voices start crackling. Yeah,
but we had a Veterans Appreciation proclamation, which I read, thanking our veterans for their service and their dedication to our nation. And we handed that off to the veterans, the VFW. I believe it's the District 7 commander.
Mac Dyer?
Well, actually...
above him?
Well, it's Jason Burke is the commander.
Yeah,
but
I think Jason's actually vice commander now.
He's the vice commander of the local.
There you go. And he's a district commander. There you go. Yeah, trust me. As a Legionnaire, and I'm a VFW guy, You want to get confused, it's chain of command. It's.
I had to write it on his business card to make sure I said it right at the event.
And then there's all different color hats, and you're like, wow, it looks like a...
Oh, see, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
oh, my gosh.
Like, I think Jason has a brown hat, but if you have... And Legion's the same way. You can have a white hat or a blue hat or a blue and white hat, or it's a whole...
Well, he was gracious enough to come and accept on behalf of the veterans. So we read the proclamation and presented that to him. And then we also did, again, the Operation Green Light for Veterans, which we've done the last several years, the green lights on the courthouse and the administrative building to honor our veterans for the entire month of November. So we read that resolution and also handed that off to them. So when they get a permanent meeting place, they'll be able to hang those on the wall. So
yes, absolutely.
That's kind of a neat thing. So that was really nice starting off Monday of this week. Then Tuesday of this week, this is an interesting I believe it's an interesting story. You may not find it as interesting, but
we'll see.
As a Hagerman FFA alum, I was able to go to their event on Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday was Hagerman FFA Day in Chaves County, and the reason Tuesday, November the 12th, was Hagerman FFA Day in Chaves County was because they found their charter.
Okay.
So the National FFA, Future Farmers of America organization, was established in 1928.
Okay.
By 1929, that organization grew exponentially. There were over 100,000 chapters across the United States in 1 year.
Okay.
Hagerman FFA chapter was the 8th chapter in New Mexico, and their charter was November the 12th, 1929. 95 years Hagerman FFA has been in existence.
And one of the early FFA chapters in the nation at that time.
Right. And I graduated shortly after they were chartered.
Excellent.
From Hagerman.
Just a year or two.
Yeah. But
1930, there's Bill Williams. No, I'm just kidding.
The commission provided a proclamation for them to honor their life and their livelihood. Mm-hmm. And something really fascinating to me, like I say, I grew up in Hagerman. I was a member of the Hagerman FFA. They have 92 members in the Hagerman FFA right now.
Wow.
You know, when I was in school, I'm not sure if we had 92 in the whole high school.
I'm about to say.
No, we did.
But that's just proof that go slowly. Hagerman has grown over the years.
Yes. But it was really a nice event. They honored their alumni and called in anyone who had been on, and new commissioner or Commissioner-elect Cliff Wade was one of my classmates, and he was there.
I wonder, if someone had the records and the if you could follow a family that had a generation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My great-great-grandfather was in the original chapter, and now, over the years, a brother, an uncle, or a sister, or whoever, I imagine there's got to be a few families in Hagerman that, they could probably have a family member that represents each generation of FFA.
They probably could. And to that end, the Pilley family was there. Mm-hmm. So Wayne Pilley was there as an alumni of the Hagerman FFA. He's father of the ones that I went to school with. Wesley Pilley and his older brother, Teddy Pilley, were there. I think Wesley was the president my first or second year, so probably 1976 or 1977, Wesley was the president of the Hagerman FFA. He was there. His father was there. His kids, of course, are grown. They didn't come back in, but they were also members of the Hagerman FFA. So just like you say, I mean, generational things, it's really
it'd just be
cool.
kind of neat to, if some families had their collectibles and kind of, even if they just some of their memories from their generations, and I think they should have a get together, a family reunion kind of thing.
They've done a really good job down there. They gave us a tour of their shop and everything, and it's so nice. Back in the day when we were there, we almost had hand cranks on the table saws and stuff to do things.
Technology's changed a wee bit.
They had some very nice equipment in there, and they've grown the program really well. And there are literally hundreds of plaques of things that they've won over the years in their classroom.
All I can tell you, folks, is you see the world we live in, and you see about all the more people we have on this planet and less people making food. What I'm telling you is we need to make sure Hagerman FFA and every other FFA is going strong for the next 100, 200 years here, because those are the kids that are going to solve these problems on how to feed all these people. That's the folks that are doing it. So whatever bells and whistles and fancy technology we can get into these things to help these students, let's do it.
Amen. Bring it, Mike. Bring it. Bring it, brother Mike.
Because I want to keep eating, and I don't want my kids to keep eating.
Well, it has been a really fun week with those proclamations and stuff. And then moving to yesterday, we had a proclamation for the election workers appreciation. And again, we've had that discussion. They are the backbone of what keeps things running.
Put it this way: without them, the government don't run. America doesn't go. We can't get on to the next thing without having our free and fair election, and it's those volunteers that make sure that happens.
They did a wonderful job, as they always do. Our clerk, her staff, they all did a wonderful job with the elections.
And they put up with so much, and we're so thankful that they are.
We even had a car fire at this.
Was that a flooding debris related thing, maybe?
Yeah, it was after the flood, and I don't know if it was the debris or an electrical short or what. But,
probably flood
certainly,
related,
but certainly related to the flood. And so there was a fire, and they called.
Yeah, that's generally.
I grabbed a fire extinguisher and went running down there. By the time I got there, the fire department was there. Thank goodness. I would have really.
They just happened to be voting. No, I'm kidding. They were. But yeah, and that's why. Now, granted, you probably got another year or two here before you're going to be stepping into to make a decision on anything. But just remember that when you do go vote, these are all volunteers that do amazing things. And when sometimes if a computer goes down or it's taking them a little bit of time to get what you need, patience and kindness is always the way to go.
Well, on election day, the line at the county building was out the door and down the sidewalk. I mean, a lot of people came out on election day to vote. I'm not sure about the other precinct or the voting convenience centers, but I assume that they were also very.
And thank you for all
full.
coming out and voting. But all I'm saying is, you should early vote like me. It was so nice. I literally rolled up in the mall on Saturday. I had like 2 people ahead of me. One of them was my wife. And I got in and I voted and I was on about my day. It was amazing.
In the primary, I have an ongoing competition with Will Cavan, city councilor. Will has, I don't know how many times, been the first voter in Chaves County because he makes a beeline down to be the first voter. So in the primary, I was voter number 1.
Ooh.
So I was headed that way for early voting to be voter number 1. I got a phone call. I was talked for maybe 10 minutes in the parking lot. I went in and I was already number 43. I knew it was going to be a good turnout,
Did Will call you right before he's going in? I think he set it up.
Yeah, he probably did.
He's like, there he is going in. Call him.
Call Bill and I'll win. Darn that guy.
Did you see Will just walk by? Hey, how you doing, Bill? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a setup.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then the very next thing we went into was the election canvass. There were no complications, if you want to call that. They just relay what happened, how many voters there were, and all that stuff. There was nothing unusual at all.
And we have an amazing clerk's office that does an amazing job, and when they do an amazing job, it makes that process pretty easy.
Yeah. No, we really are fortunate in our part of the country, because it sounds like there are other parts of the country, other states far west of here, that have real problems with elections.
And I've always had a debate or questions about, why is the clerk an elected position? And I understand, fairness and all that, but at the end of the day, a clerk ain't a county commissioner. Like in theory, a county commissioner, you have to be a jack of all trades, master of none. But a clerk, you got to know how to be a clerk. If you don't know how to be a clerk, then you can't be a clerk.
Yeah.
County commissioner, you solve problems. You know what I mean? It's a little different mindset.
Well,
it's a specialized skill set.
Our clerk, Cindy Fuller, she's amazing. Does a wonderful job. She worked in that office for quite some time under Dave Kunkel, who was the city clerk, and he was also county clerk.
She had to learn the job, basically.
She had to learn the job, and even though she had all that experience and understanding of how this worked and worked there for many years, she still has taken a lot of training.
Right. But in theory, the average person just can't roll in off out the street and do that job. But technically, if you get elected, you could do that. And that's where I'm like, maybe we should think about this one.
That's a good point. I think I've told you before, when I found the original handwritten minutes of Chaves County, it starts off with an act to create Chaves and Eddy counties in New Mexico. It was 1889, and it goes on. The very first thing they had to do was appoint the commissioners, but then they had to set up for elections. And so they talked about how all that process worked. It was really fascinating to read.
Sure.
And so I'll always remember that and how important that is, because
Absolutely.
the very first order of business is to get that done so that we have fair elections, just like you said.
Yeah, so that's why. Please thank them volunteers, and you definitely, next time you're in the clerk's office nearby, show appreciation to that staff. They really are a blessing to our community.
They really are.
Yep.
Take them some cookies, and then
Absolutely.
I'll go down and visit them and get
eat
some
them?
cookies. Yeah.
Well, you'd be like Cindy, because Cindy would be like, I can't eat all that. And so Bill will come in. I'll take them off your hand.
Yeah. When they all see me coming, there goes our snacks.
And he knows, because the women will be bashful. They really want the cookie, but they're going to be like, no, and so Bill's like, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll do it. We had some agreements and resolutions yesterday. We had an agreement between Chaves County and DFA for local government division DWI grant. It was a little additional money that we applied for and were able to get for our DWI program.
Okay.
We also had an agreement ratifying an aging and long-term services Joy Center appropriation. They had an emergency procurement to repair their fire suppression system.
Okay.
And, they, of course, that's very important. So we found a way to circumvent the long, drawn-out process that we've talked about. Everything takes time, but an emergency like that
When
has
it comes
to be
to
done.
health and safety, that pushes the priority level up a bit. Yes.
We had an agreement, again, with the Interstate Stream. That's harder to say than I thought. Interstate Stream Commission for Macho Draw flood control project that we've been working on for a while. And then, of course, I mentioned earlier, we ratified the resolution for the Chaves County disaster declaration.
Sure.
Roswell, Chaves County, Dexter, all of them are mentioned in the actual
Basically,
declaration
when you go
itself
to file,
make sure
that just streamlines that. So when
that's
the
the
claim
very
people,
very first step, and we did ours Sunday, and I shared that with the city. They're all always pretty close to the same. I believe that they passed theirs on Tuesday. But anyway, those are the first steps we do. And the county one covers everybody in the county. But oftentimes the city will want to do their own.
Sure.
And in this case, Dexter, the town of Dexter, even did their own, just to be sure.
I was about to say the more the better on this one. That's not a bad thing.
And we really got a lot of people to notice that there were issues, because so many people were working so hard behind the scenes to get things.
Like, I've heard stories like was it Dexter Hagerman? Like, pretty much every single structure in like Dexter was impacted in some way, shape, or form, whether it was minor or major, but every structure was impacted.
Well, everything on the west side of the railroad tracks, because the tracks basically acted as a berm, as a dam, and it filled up like a swimming pool. And
once that happens,
oh my gosh, there were, I believe they said 340 houses. I could be off, but I'm pretty sure that's what they said. 340 houses in Dexter. That is that.
In a community that size, that's the whole town.
that is a lot.
It is.
And, our prayers are certainly with them and everyone else too. But, oh my gosh, that is just a tragic turn of events.
It's when it's that much and that many people. And that's why we're FEMA and everyone's doing their thing, because this really is this is the most efficient way to get this back up.
So we were notified by the state that the floodplain use, anyone that was tearing out and repairs to their houses, they had to get a floodplain permit according to the state. And there's a small fee for that. I think it's $25. Well, we thought that's one of the last things people need to worry about, is coming up with money for a permit fee.
Nickel and dime on a permit fee.
And so the county, we passed a resolution yesterday. The commissioners passed a resolution to waive the development or flood use permit fee.
Nice.
So that's one thing that people won't have to worry about.
One less headache you got to worry about. Yep.
And so that's a good thing. We're all in this together, and that's was just kind of
I get what you're saying.
We don't really understand why that was such an urgency from
I'm sure it made sense at the time
from the people above us, but they said, no, you absolutely have to do that. So we are.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say we have to charge for that. So we removed that fee. So that worked out pretty well.
And at the end of the day, I'm sure that fee doesn't benefit y'all in any real, or you're not going to see any impact because of that one way or the other. So what's the point?
Yeah, it's not a. We also did our annual holiday schedule every year in November. We try to figure out what days we're going to take off in the coming year.
Sure.
And so we got that out of the way. It's one of our boilerplate things we usually do in November.
Well,
we have certain things we do every month, and
I know is pretty much every entity, whether it's the county, whether it's your schools, whomever, when it comes to planning time off, a lot of people have a lot of opinions on those types of things, so they want to share them.
That's true. I do want to do another recruitment shout out. If you're looking for a job, the county is a good place to work.
Absolutely.
If you're an 8-hour employee, you get 88 hours of holiday leave a year. Plus, you also get your regular, vacation time. You get your sick leave, all those things.
There's lots of benefits to being a county employee.
The retirement is at a higher level than any other governmental entity around here. Our commissioners really take care of their people. They pay more on the insurance. They've been matching those increases for years. And our pay, we do pretty well with pay. We reevaluated every position. I think it was January of last year when we actually put that through. And so, the pay is pretty good, but the benefits are unbelievable. So if you're looking for something, come to the county website, whatever.
All I'm telling you is almost every county commission meeting, they're honoring employees for longevity of service at the county. I mean, they have it all the time. And you constantly hear 10, 15, 20-year 25, 30-year employees with the county, working for the county. That is historically always happening. To be honest, I know Bill's talking all these benefits and lots of good stuff. If you need more proof in the pudding, that's it right there. People stay at places they're happy. They wouldn't be having people every month getting their 20-year pins and 15-year pins if they were unhappy working for the county. And so to see that many people stay there that long is probably much all you need to know about quality of life working for Chaves County. It's pretty good.
On January the 5th, I will have worked at Chaves County for 10 years myself. So I certainly get it. It's flown by.
And I get, and so that's what my little red flag for you folks out there, because everyone talks about their jobs and we're amazing in this, we're wonderful. They're not going to tell you how bad they are to get you to come work for you. No one's going to do that. But, read between the lines. Every county commission meeting all the time, there's constantly employees that have been that work for the county 20, 30 years because they're happy and their benefits are good. They're raising their families. They're living life and doing well and living life. And that's all of us want. And so if you're looking for that in your life, a career with the county might be your option.
Well, let me give you a quick example. Our county commission after the flood, we had some employees who were impacted by the flood. As everyone in town, every employer in town, I'm sure, had people that were impacted by the flood. The commissioners felt that the last thing that those people needed to be worrying about was whether or not they had to choose between I need to stay home and clean out my house or I need to go to work so I get my paycheck. And so they determined it was appropriate to pay those employees, put them on administrative leave, that they got their full pay for a period. I mean, nice. we had to limit, and everything, and there was not one person.
It is the taxpayer money we're dealing with, and you got to be frugal with that. So, but you're
there
right.
was not one person who abused that.
Yeah.
And
that again,
and most of them were, a day. I need to go help my mother-in-law clean out her house, or I need to haul this off, or I need to get my car rental taken care of.
But it proves that you're creating a work environment where people feel they can, it's just. So when everyone feels happy and comfortable in where they're at, then guess what? They're not trying to do things to circumnavigate. And that's kind of what you're talking about here. It's like we're offering things that, quite frankly, people could abuse if they wanted to, but they don't because they're happy and they're, they're respectful.
And we've had this talk many times too about our budget process.
Sure.
And it's the same thing. It's kind of an honor system. We do not use it or lose it. Instead, we respect those people who truly spend it as if it were their own money, those departments, and they come in, they say, I need some money. Yeah. And you can trust them. And you say, what's it for? And we evaluate that. And then, and it saves the county millions.
Yeah.
I mean, it saves them a lot of money by not just blowing it.
Just a life lesson. Anytime you put ultimatums on things, you remember now you're setting a standard, you're setting a minimum. And that's what you're going to get is the minimum. Anytime you put it's got to be done this way, they're going to meet the minimum requirements to make you to stop giving them ultimatums. But if you actually put them in an environment where they're part of the problem, but also part of the solution and part, you know what I mean? They're actually invested in
absolutely.
the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Then you don't have to worry about them trying to circumnavigate you to do the bare minimum. They're trying to do the best because they're all on the team and they're invested instead of.
We're fortunate that way, and that translates to helping people on the ground. That's what we're here for, is to provide for our county.
Absolutely.
And every employee there has a role in that, and every employee there takes that very serious to work for their friends and neighbors within the county. So
if you're looking for that, then there's lots of openings at the county. Come by Workforce Connections or come by the county and look for a job.
Or our website.
Come to the website,
it's there's plenty of ways to find out what we have, and if the job you want is not there today, it might be there tomorrow. We have quite a few employees, so people rotate through. And
somebody retires, that creates an opening somewhere.
We had 3 award recommendations yesterday. One was for Vector Chemicals.
Okay.
And that went to 3 separate companies. We have certain things that we have to buy for vector control, mosquito control, that kind of thing. And all of the companies do not have a broad range of supplies. And so this company might have this portion of it, this company has this portion, this company has this portion. But we had 5 bidders, I believe, and so we were able to say, okay, we need these items. This is the lowest bidder on that. So we awarded for vector control chemicals for the coming year. So we'll purchase those and we store those, and then we utilize them as
needed.
As needed. And, I don't know. The ground is still very damp. I don't know if you've noticed how damp it stays. It's almost as if it rained this morning when I went out.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if that's going to translate to more mosquitoes
All
next
I know
year
is,
or if we washed away their habitat. I don't know.
Generally speaking, there's a trade-off. Moisture good, but bad for things like bringing mosquitoes and stuff.
Another thing that we did yesterday, and this is one that I like to be able to talk about because it's kind of a shout-out to the Southeastern New Mexico Veterans Transport Van people.
Great organization. Yeah.
So we are their fiscal agent, and so when they get monies to purchase new vans, we assist them with that procurement process. And so we did an award yesterday to Model 1 commercial vehicles, and if I have this right, they are providing the handicap van.
Oh, great.
And then there are multiple, that's right. They're the handicap van, I believe. And then the wheelchair accessible vans, I believe there were 2 of those and one of the other handicap van. Those were from Roswell Toyota. So,
awesome.
I believe we have 3 vans coming for them.
Great.
And we awarded those, so they should be having some new vans. Those guys do a wonderful job. They travel a lot of miles.
They put a lot of road miles on those vehicles.
They do a wonderful job. And again, talking about volunteers and people that don't.
They take veterans from all over Southeast New Mexico to their appointments in other parts of Southeast New Mexico, to Texas, to Albuquerque, to wherever they need to take some of these vets here. But they're taking them out of here in Chavez County or Eddy County. They work all the Southeast.
And this is a model program. Mm-hmm. Others around the state and probably other states are looking at how they're doing this because they have this down to a fine art.
And by the way, they're always looking for more volunteers and drivers.
Right.
So if you have some time on your hands, would like to drive some vets around and they work around your schedule. And if you're not available here, or if you can only do local runs, they work with your schedule. But they're always looking for a stable of drivers to have handy. So.
To do their driving for them. It is a wonderful thing. Call Magel Duran if you have any questions about that. He'll find you a van to drive.
Yeah.
So.
Or call me. I'll put you in touch with those people too. I know there's a few of them.
Perfect. The other award we had was for Constructors, Inc. of Carlsbad, New Mexico, for repairs to Red Bridge Road. So we have that coming up. We've been working on Pine Lodge. We did the last portion of it last year. We're going to do another portion of Pine Lodge this year, and then we're going to switch over to Red Bridge and see if we can get that heavily traveled road to hold up for a few more years with the heavy traffic that it gets. And we did have some flood damage on that. We just redid it, and there happens to be a pretty large dip there that took on some water, and we had to make some repairs to that. But otherwise, the
held up pretty good. For that one spot.
We did talk about that a little bit at the commission meeting yesterday, that the flooding on a lot of our roads, they're going to be failing. A lot of that chip seal and stuff, when you get that much water under it, they stay underwater.
So it's going to push up the budget a little bit on that.
When the water's receded, you still have some pavement there. However, it gets
settles
loose
and
and
things,
settles and starts popping off.
Erosion, all kinds of.
So
Mother Nature does its thing on it, and then
we are waiting to see exactly what that is.
Well,
going
that's
to.
just it. Moisture incubates things, and that's what it is. And so even if you think, and this is why when we talk about flood abatement, they're talking about cut the drywall and all that, cut it higher than normal, because if you get mold, that's the thing that happens here, and you can't. That's when people get sick. People but it's the same thing with roads and stuff too. If you get that moisture in there, next thing it starts eroding that stuff earlier than it should. It's corroding things, and next thing you know, it's something that had a 10-year shelf life now has a 6-year shelf life,
right?
Because it got prematurely exposed. Basically.
Yeah. Another thing we did yesterday was the commission approved sending a letter of support for Yvette Harrell. She's being looked at for probably a role in the Department of Interior by the Trump administration.
Okay, interesting.
And so Yvette has worked very diligently with all of us in certainly southeastern New Mexico, but probably all over New Mexico. We have a lot of issues. We've talked about a lot of them over the years here, trying to support oil and gas, trying to support grazing, trying to stop endangered species overreach,
that
the
sounds like a good area to
weaponization.
put her then, because she has a lot of experience as
right. We talked about a wildlife refuge just over the line in Texas is wanting 7 million acres of land protection area.
Yeah.
And it's a 6,344 acre wildlife refuge.
Yeah.
So
she's dealt
why do
with
they
a lot
need
of
7 million? But I mean, she has been engaged. She's been on the ground. She's on one of my email list when I send out kind of a blast email to people. We need help on this subject or this subject. She's always on those. And she's very engaged and very involved. We found out that she was being looked at for a Department of Interior role. Weren't sure what role, still not 100% sure what role. But we absolutely support Yvette Harrell for that type of thing. She's been a part of our team, and that would be really beneficial to us to have that kind of access when we do have problems and we do want to structure the bureaucracy and get things back in check with where they need to be. So really glad to have that.
Absolutely. Well, we got about a minute, 2 minutes before we have to get kicked off the radio here. Is there any other things we definitely want to...
Well, I just want to thank everybody for all their patience with the county and the city and everyone with their... everyone has a lot of issues that they would like to see solved yesterday. We're all working as hard as we can. We're trying to do the best we can. We're trying to assure public safety. And we've got a lot of good people, as I mentioned Alex earlier, working on this city the same way. They've got a lot of really good people. Abraham at the city landfill has done a wonderful job. It's a huge part of the issue. So anyway, just be considerate.
That's right. And if you have questions, concerns, reach out and they'll do everything again. But like you said, for as far as getting your stuff back and all that, please use through the FEMA portals, where they go to the mall or they come to you. Please go through that process. That by far is the best way to do it at this point.
Right.
So, very good.
But anyway, we have a great community, and it's probably never been clearer than it is right now. So
awesome. Well, Bill, as always, appreciate your visit.
You bet.
Thank you, and all your folks, what you do here, and we will see you next time, if not sooner.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Mike.
Bill. All right, it is closing in on 8:57. We're going to take a 3-minute break before news, and don't forget, volleyball will kick in at 10 o'clock here, so don't go away.
Attention, Roswell and surrounding areas. Roswell Ford knows recovering from an unexpected natural disaster is stressful, and our hearts go out to everyone who experienced loss due to the flooding. The damage left behind is devastating, but we're already seeing what it means to be Roswell strong, and we acknowledge and appreciate the heroic efforts of local authorities, first responders, and National Guard rescue teams. We've already received and continue to receive special shipments of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles available for immediate delivery during our massive Super tent sale. It's at our temporary location on West 2nd Street between Toyota and Allsup's. These new and pre-owned vehicles without flood damage are being offered to the public at unprecedented savings. We've instructed our staff to take any car in any condition. In fact, even if it doesn't run, we'll come get it and give you a generous allowance toward a new Ford or high-quality pre-owned vehicle. And we'll work with your insurance company to help you get what you deserve at Roswell Ford's temporary location on West 2nd Street between Toyota and Allsup's. Thank you.
read a quote once that said, "When you blame others, you give up your power to change." Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
We all want to play the victim at times. It even feels good to feel sorry for ourselves. But that puts a lid on our life. It stunts our growth, it damages our marriages, and if you have children, it can even hurt them.
It can seem like a daunting task to take responsibility for our actions. But the Bible says in Philippians 4:13, we can do everything through Christ who gives us strength.
If you've never experienced the love of God, then you don't know your true potential and don't realize how good God is. When you're feeling like a victim, turn to God. He'll give you the strength to move beyond yourself and help you have a victorious marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla español.
Happy Honda Days are here, and that means a great new ride just in time for the best deals of the year. Like 2.9% APR for 60 months or 3.9% for 72 months on Honda Passport, 3.9 for 60 and 4.9 for 72 on Honda Pilot and Accord, and 4.9 for 60 and 5.9 for 72 on Honda Odyssey, Civic, and Ridgeline. And with every purchase, Roswell Honda's hooking you up with a giant roasting pan along with gift cards for your holiday feast. Happy Honda Days on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. In announcing one of his latest nominees, President-elect Trump let the cat out of the bag during last night's gala at Mar-a-Lago.
I won't tell you his name. Might be something like Burgum. He's from North Dakota. He's going to be announced for a very big position.
Mr. Trump nominating North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum for Interior Secretary. Other nominations include RFK Jr. for Health and Human Services Secretary and former Georgia Congressman Doug Collins for VA Secretary. Senator Tom Cotton giving his full-throated endorsement to the nomination of Pete Hegseth for Defense Secretary.
He's a highly decorated veteran. I think he deployed 3 times to the Middle East.
Correct.
If I'm not mistaken, plus a time in Guantanamo Bay. He spent a lot of time in the defense policy world.
The Arkansas Republican on the Salem Radio Network's Hugh Hewitt Show. Opening statements today in a non-jury trial in Georgia. It's a case that's fueled debate over illegal immigration and border security, or the lack thereof.
A trial is expected to get underway today in Athens, Georgia, for Jose Ibarra, who was accused in the February killing of nursing student Laken Hope Riley. Her body was found on the University of Georgia campus in Athens. Prosecutors allege that Ibarra hit the 22-year-old woman in the head, suffocated her, and intended to sexually assault her. Ibarra, who is Venezuelan, entered the U.S. illegally in 2022, but was allowed to stay to pursue his immigration case. Republicans, including President-elect Donald Trump, blame the Biden administration's border policies for Riley's death. I'm Donna Warder.
Containment, roughly 75% in New Jersey for the Jennings Creek wildfire. It's burning along the New York-New Jersey border. Stocks deep in the red this morning on Wall Street. The Dow's down 330
Everybody
points.
wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
prepare to 989898.
A list of the world's most polluting cities unveiled at the COP29 summit.
Cities in Asia and the US emit the most heat-trapping gas that feeds climate change, and Shanghai is the most polluting. That's according to new data that combines observations and artificial intelligence to quantify emissions around the world. 7 states or provinces spew more than 1 billion metric tons of greenhouse gases. All are in China, except for the US state of Texas, which ranks 6th. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The British economy's rebound from recession slowed sharply in the third quarter, with most sectors stagnating. The Office for National Statistics reports growth during the July to September period was just 0.1%. That was lower than the 0.5 recorded in the previous 3-month period and well below market expectations. News and analysis, townhall.com. Contract agreements announced this fall offer evidence that major railroads and their unions are working to keep the trains moving.
Standoffs led them to a brink of a national strike 2 years ago. Both sides are also now keenly aware that President-elect Donald Trump, who has a track record of supporting big businesses, would be the one ultimately appointing the people who would help resolve the contract dispute this time if they can't work something out themselves. The industry has made strides by offering most workers paid sick time and better schedules, but some workers remain concerned about widespread job cuts. John Scott reports.
The Pentagon's Inspector General says that Navy officials lacked sufficient understanding of the risks of maintaining massive fuel storage tanks on top of a drinking water well at Pearl Harbor. There was a spill of jet fuel at the site back in 2021. It poisoned more than 6,000 people. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes, indeed.
Full on Friday.
Full-blown Friday.
Yeah. And then, of course, my night wasn't good last night.
No?
Go watch the Eagles game.
Come
That
on.
was not a pretty game. My team looked flat, man. They didn't look good.
It's been a long season. It's one of those, they had to come out of the gates, really showing something.
Well, you say that, and yes. I mean, now the rookies got some tape on them, and this is all happens to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, their bye week is not till week 14. They've literally they've been playing, and they played. So you know what? I bet there's a wore out factor here.
I'm
because
sure.
They just played Sunday. They played a short game. Now they get a mini bye because they get a 10-day off. Because they don't play this weekend. They'll play next weekend. But then they got to play 2 more games before they even get to their bye.
Right.
They have like the last possible bye week, and I dare say injuries, and I think they're a team right now that needs a break. So hopefully this 10 days gets them right.
Yeah, go rest up, get a massage.
But yeah, it's a team that's taking their lumps now and learning that, this is the NFL. You just can't roll in here and be good. You got to earn it, and they're learning that right now. So.
you're amongst the greats. Now you got to be great.
And so, yeah, some people are all butthurt and worried. I'm like, no, this team sucked last year.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we're even relevant this year is an amazing thing. And, okay, we're losing bad. Y'all forget, we were supposed to be bad this year. We were supposed to have 6 wins all year.
Mm-hmm.
We're now 7-3 or 4, wherever the hell it is. I don't know what it is. But whatever, dude, we have exceeded expectations.
Exactly.
Here.
You've done, and I'm not going to say you've done enough, but you've done enough right now.
Don't bail because they lost the battle. We're fighting the war here, and the big picture, they're winning big time.
Oh yeah.
Yes, there's going to be setbacks, but this kid's literally a rookie. The guys played amazing, and they forget this kid's a rookie. And last night, the guy reminded, oh yeah, he's a rookie.
Yes. So hopefully a good 10-day will give him a nice little mini break, and then week 14's
I ain't gonna lie, it sucks when they lose to Philly because I hate Philly. I hate them. The team. Like if someone said Philly is no longer an NFL franchise, I would be singing from the rooftop. Be happy. But anyway.
But tonight, after, of course, volleyball action today.
Football
tonight with your Roswell Coyotes taking on the Highland High Hornets. That game's going to be going down with pregame 6:40, kickoff 7 o'clock, 106.5, and, of course, KSVPTV.com. Mm-hmm. But tonight.
Yeah, Tyson Paul.
Jake Paul taking on one Michael Tyson.
Yeah, and then I guess they had a slap yesterday. Tyson.
Well, that wasn't yesterday. That was a few weeks ago.
Oh, was it? I just saw it yesterday. This morning.
Because when you mentioned it, that's why I said that was at the weigh-in, right? Because I remember when that. Well,
I did. I saw that. I didn't see footage of it till literally this morning. So,
did you happen to see the information that's been making the rounds online about Jake Paul's girlfriend?
I have not.
Okay, she's made her feelings clear ahead of the fight with Mike Tyson.
Don't kill my boyfriend?
No, she's scared for him.
For Mike?
For Jake.
Oh, okay.
She said, I'm trying to find the quote here.
I'm scared for Jake.
I think a lot of people are. I don't know if Jake is, but his opponent is another Mike Tyson. I'm trying to find the quote. They buried it in this stupid article. Basically, she said, here we go. I think we're getting up to it. He's just scary. He's super strong, and I've seen videos of him. Of course, he's a little bit older now, but if you've ever been able to do that, your body remembers it. He has that power forever. One thing about Jake is that he's been doing this for 5 years, she explained. I think that's worse than being almost 60 and having that power your whole life. You've trained so much, your body will remember that.
I don't disagree with what she said.
So, don't get me wrong, and I will never give a Paul brother undue credit, but those two boys are scrappers. I don't like.
No, I respect their work ethic. I really do. I think that they hustlers. They work, they do their thing. I respect that.
I don't like Logan Paul. I'm not a fan of him, but I gotta say, as far as what I've seen him do in the pro wrestling ring, the dude's amazing. Mm-hmm. He's really, and it's almost upsetting that he was able to come from just out of obscurity and be this good at this.
Sure. Well, in the big picture, if you look at the Pauls,
mm-hmm.
they're modern version of the American dream.
Yeah, they got started on Vine.
They literally built their empire using streaming and social media and everything else. And
it's your fault, America.
Well, at the end of the day, that's really what America is. It's just that we've evolved to this is the American dream and how you do it.
But that being said, Jake Paul is a scrapper. He can go, but he's gonna have to have some real fast feet in order to keep this match going more than about 35 seconds.
Yeah. To be honest, the answer is yes, Roy.
He's not even supposed to be here today. But yes, it's going to be an absolutely amazing fight. And an undercard that really nobody knows anybody on it. So, it's really just comes down to the 35 seconds that's going to be this fight.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. And this is where maybe Jake Paul might need to take a cue a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You're scrapper, you're young, and you're doing your thing. But you're also going against a man who this is what he's done for his living, his career, his life.
Right.
And just for you, because you got into this for a minute, thinking you're going to really go and kill or go after, not kill, beat a guy that literally this is his whole life. He trains and does. This is his profession. This is what he does. And even though he's 60 now, his girlfriend ain't wrong. You don't forget your profession that you've been doing your whole life.
Exactly.
And everything you know and everything. I mean, look at the slap. Look at that little slap. Because I think Jake stepped on his toe, and that's what started that whole slap. But if you look right after that slap, Tyson went into defense mode like he's ready. You ready to swing? I'm going to. And you did. All you saw was Jake Paul fold like a cheap suit. And Tyson literally went from that slap to his next position to defend himself.
Right.
And all I'm saying is, you don't train. That's instinctual. Man.
There's a reason that they call it muscle memory.
Yeah. And I
that's
think
literally
Jake
Mike Tyson.
Underestimating this man. Literally, this is what he's done for a living. And despite your 5 years of success, you're not going to come in and change what arguably is one of the people that was the best of all time at doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like you chose someone who is a boxer. You chose a guy that literally is arguably the greatest boxer of his generation. You know what I mean? That's different.
Right. If you come in and been like
you going in and playing football for a couple years and coming in and saying Joe Montana sucks, I'm going to kick his butt. And that's what this guy's doing.
But I think it's safe to say, it's not really safe to say anything these days because everything's on its ear, but I think it's safe to say that we're finally going to get to see Jake Paul get the beat down that we've been wanting to since he started fighting years ago.
Because I mean, there is a deep part of me that says, well, maybe Tyson really is like is he going to have a coronary out there? Like he's, you know what I mean? Like part of me says, is he just going to get so mad that he's just going to stroke out there? I don't know.
Something bad could happen, granted, but if he's got his faculties about him, and I imagine he does, this is going to...
The part that Jake doesn't get to, and this is the part we're saying, it's like, you don't realize if that... He's bipolar. And if something flips that script on him, you're Dunsky. And he takes meds to control his bipolar. But I'm sure there's thresholds and all that. And, anytime you hit a threshold, people do things.
There's a
and
famous...
if you put him at that threshold, you're Dunsky.
There's a famous Mike Tyson quote where he says, "I'm on the Zoloft, right? But I'm only on that to keep me from killing y'all."
He ain't wrong. He's not wrong. Believe him when he says
that.
Yes.
When a man tells you who he is, you believe that man.
That's right. So,
especially if that man's biceps have biceps.
So, and to be honest, there is a back part of me that thinks this thing's a big scripted mark.
Oh, it's 100%. I mean, they're gonna. I think that they're gonna string it out a little bit longer than the 35 seconds that we're giving it. I think that they're gonna dance around a little bit. I think they're gonna. But then again, that's really where Mike Tyson's weakness is, and that's where Jake Paul's strength is he doesn't really have the stamina. He doesn't really have the. He can't. He didn't have the cardio necessarily.
He don't have to.
If he can get it done quickly, yes. But I have a feeling if there's strings being pulled behind the scenes of making this thing happen, they're gonna want to string it out a little bit.
Sure, they're gonna try.
Try to get them.
But if they just let them box,
the TSW numbers up. The time spent watching.
That's just it. I'm telling you right tonight, you're gonna watch 7 undercards. You're gonna watch 3 hours of hype videos and about a minute 30 of fighting. That's probably what you're going to see.
Yeah.
But anyway, Barbara Gomez is here with Main Street Roswell. She's going to join us in just a few, talking Christmas on Main Street. Pretty much. Talk about what's on tap for the holiday season here. Sorry, I got a hiccup there.
Get ready for jingle bells in your spots.
The lighting of the tree, Santa Claus, the light parade, all that good stuff. So we'll talk about that with Barbara here in just a few. Later on the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local riding. Of course, we'll be probably taking you to playoff volleyball here about 9:50 or so. We'll probably get cutting over to that there. We'll cut to Kelly in Rio Rancho for that. So before we do any of that, though, let's take a update for weather and then a quick commercial break. And then here in about 4 minutes, we'll have Barbara Gomez join us from Main Street Roswell. Don't go away.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We may have some rain coming up by Sunday with a low-pressure system developing off to our west. For now, we'll stay pretty nice, mid to upper 70s for today and sunny. Overnight looks clear, low to mid 40s, and then we're in the mid 70s to about 80, and we get more sunshine on Saturday. For Sunday, showers and thunderstorms, pretty good possibility, and cooler with mid 60s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
A dining set is the staple of family gatherings. It's where you spend holidays, where you help your kids with their homework. It's an entertainment setting for game nights or new recipes. Your dining room is a centerpiece of style and design. This is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. Here at Glenn's, we bring quality to the modern dining room. Our selection is extensive with clean lines and subtle curves, from traditional to contemporary with wood or stone tops. Stylize your dining room at Glenn's on Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
You have a life, places to go, things to do, people to see, but it's hard to enjoy life when you have pain. You don't have to live that way. Softwave Therapy from Premier Chiropractic in Roswell can help you. Softwave's cutting-edge technology is non-invasive and can help your body heal. This new technology uses therapeutic energy waves to activate the body's dormant stem cells to promote natural healing. Sessions are quick with short treatment times. Start healing today. Call Premier Chiropractic at 623-2900 or visit healthyroswell.com.
Seven Rivers Waterfowl, ATC, and MIL to CIV present Toys for Tots and Ducks for Vets Sporting Clay Shoot fundraiser Saturday, November 16th at the ATC Shooting Sports Complex south of Carlsbad. The event kicks off at 9 a.m. with 100 targets per person, with door prizes, gun boards, lunch for all shooters, and more. Each four-man team is only $650, with proceeds to benefit Toys for Tots and local military veterans. Sponsorships are available. For more information, call Casey Summers at 575-513-8289.
Get a great deal on select Kubota construction equipment featuring durable Kubota engines, more comfort, more productivity, more get it done right. Right now, write it off the lot and write it off your taxes for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months. Now through December 31st, subject to credit approval. Consult your tax advisor. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full details.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
Believe it or not, your home insurance company isn't evil. Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here. A lot of roofers make your insurance company out to be your enemy. They'll talk about fighting and battling your insurance to get you the claim you deserve. But honestly, your insurance company is a group of people just like you and me. That's why we don't treat your roof insurance claim like we're going to war. We treat it like a court case. We provide your insurance company every piece of evidence needed to get you the highest possible claim. We submit photos, videos, detailed documents, and line-by-line estimates. And guess what? Our non-combat approach works. On 92% of roof insurance claims, we get the highest amount the first time. And the rare times we don't, well then, that's when we go to bat for you. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring roof and gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Main Street, Roswell, and the fourth floor, Barbara Gomez back with us.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. I bet some of you are saying, wasn't she just there? Yes.
But that was to talk about other stuff. There's so much going on Main Street that we wanted to kind of focus and make sure everyone, because we're now that we're done with Halloween and Thanksgiving's like a week or two here.
Yeah.
But it is the holiday season, so it's time to do our Black Friday and shop small, and of course our Christmas light parade and all the fun Christmas stuff.
So we have a lot going on, and of course After the storm and everything, I know some people have been going through some hard times, but we just want to tell you, come cheer up and come hang out with us. We have a lot of free things going on. Bring the kids out.
We're all busy cleaning up and mental health is an important thing. And maybe you need to unplug a little bit and do some holiday spirit stuff to kind of remind you why you're cleaning up and rebuilding and getting everything going and take care of you a little bit.
And actually to get to do maybe a little bit of Christmas shopping if you want to start early.
Support our Main Street merchants.
Support the merchants for sure. But first of all, I want to start out with Shop Small Business Saturday, which is November the 30th.
Yes, that's the day after Black Friday. It's that Thanksgiving weekend.
Thanksgiving weekend, yes.
Usually about Saturday, you're really getting tired of your relatives at that point because you've been spending 4 days
and maybe
together.
you need Mexican food or besides turkey something not turkey related. But either way,
come down to Main Street shop.
Just come out and support, your small businesses. If you don't support them, they can't stay around very long.
This is why we talk about Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, and when we talk about these events, and certainly UFO Festival, we always look at it as kind of a Black Friday for our Main Street merchants.
It is. It really is.
But Black Friday and small business really is that, and these Main Street merchants that offer great specialty goods and things, and probably much better customer service than your big box stores, and definitely know more about their products and their things and everything else. But on top of that, this is their year that this is where they make all their money. And when tax season hits in January, that's the lean months. This is what helps them through.
This helps them through. And with the recent storms and everything, we did have a few merchants downtown that did suffer some damage. Not like some of the really bad areas where everything flooded. But that didn't mean that the water didn't go down through into the doors and screw up their doors and their linoleum.
And part of the flooding, that's kind of the north end of the Main Street corridor. So Lake Roswell Ford and all that, that's kind of where the end of the corridor
That's where it ended.
Right there, yeah.
That's right. But that doesn't mean that they didn't get some damage, and so they could really use your help around this time. So again, our event's December the 6th and 7th, the first weekend in December. Our theme this year, which I was just telling Mike, my poster doesn't look that great because I was running out of ink, but our
the poster looks great. The quality of this print does not look good.
The poster looks awesome. So a big thank you to Juliana Halverson. Yes. She is an amazing graphic artist.
It is a Nightmare Before Christmas is the theme for
our theme is Nightmare Before Christmas, and like I was saying,
so all you Tim Burton fans out there, get your creative juices
It's kind
flowing.
of kind of a cool. People are saying is this Halloween or Christmas, but it is Christmas. And so we're really excited.
The movie. Like if you've seen The Nightmare Before, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Halloween. It's Tim Burton. It's Halloween meets Christmas. It's Christmas with a spooky element.
Maybe in a happy ending.
But
and
the
fun
thing,
things.
it's still fun, family, warm, and all that. So you can take it. It's very cutesy, and like if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So.
And as far as talking about purchasing things or looking for unique items, we will have vendors. I'm calling it a Christmas market. On the courthouse lawn. I've got quite a number of them that already stepped up that have all kinds of trinkets, T-shirts, homemade earrings, homemade things.
So stuff on top of our local merchants. We'll have some other vendors setting up booths downtown at various places
right there.
Town.
Yeah, right there in front of the courthouse lawn.
Excellent. Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to think when it happens. On Friday. Well, of course, the Christmas tree will be going up the week before.
Right.
So before Thanksgiving. The tree will be going up. The lights will not be on yet, you guys, because we have to wait till Friday, December the 6th.
Yeah, the 7th is the official lighting of the tree. So.
The 6th, actually.
Oh, 6th, I'm sorry.
The 6th, yeah. Because on the 6th, we will be escorting Santa and Mrs. Claus down Main Street with their sleigh.
And Santa lights the tree, right? Like Santa's
and Santa
the button
actually flips on the lights and turns on the tree. A lot of people have asked, why don't we have decorations on them? Trust me, that would be kind of a hard thing to do. It is a 17-foot tree. It requires all kinds of help to get that thing
And you know
up.
what happens whenever you put those blow-up snowmen and blow-up reindeer in southeast New Mexico, and those ornaments probably would do the same thing.
Yeah, they'll fly away. But, hey, it's still a beautiful tree.
It is a beautiful tree, yeah, absolutely.
Santa and Mrs. Claus will be there on Friday to light up the tree, and then they're coming back on Saturday to take pictures pretty much all day long. So they'll be there about 10,
Friday's
30,
the day for them to come and light the tree, but if you want to get your Christmas list and get pictures with Santa and all that, that'll be on Saturday.
That'll be on Saturday. Yes. And it's been really kind of cool, Mike, because I've reached out to a few churches, the schools, a few people here in town to see if anybody wanted to come sing, because we really wanted to make it really festive this year.
Carolers are very much part of the holiday tradition. The caroling and cocoa, and it doesn't matter if it's 70 degrees out or 7. That's part of the tradition.
So we do have a Christmas sing-along with the community choir.
Great.
The Roswell Choir will be there.
Excellent.
They're a competition-level choir.
Oh, yeah. These are all great, amazing choirs.
And we are also going to have a 26-piece band.
Oh.
The Mesa Middle School.
Oh, they're going to come out and do their bands.
Yeah, so I got to find 26 chairs for them. But they're going to be out there as well.
They're on the lawn doing a performance.
They're going to do a performance right there on the steps of the courthouse lawn.
Great. Right there on the steps.
I will have a DJ. And like I said, the plan is to really have music. So if you have not contacted me or you said, I'm interested, please give me a call because the schedules are filling up. Charlie's Angels will be there to do a performance and also to take pictures with you guys and pictures with Santa, because everybody wants pictures with Santa, right?
Sure.
And the Charlie's Angels just kind of blend in great.
Roswell's ambassadors. They really are. They really are Roswell's ambassadors. They've competed nationally and win multiple championships. And they are on a national stage representing Roswell every year.
That's right. And we cannot have a New Mexico Christmas without Folklóricos, and they will be performing both Friday and Saturday. A schedule will be coming out soon, Mike. It will be on our website. So if you say, I really want to see the Mesa band, you'll know exactly what time they're going to be playing.
Give us a week or so here and we'll have it up.
And we have some individuals also like guitar players that are going to be singing.
Some local artists.
Just will be out there.
Performing and doing their thing. It's just music, and it's just come bring the family and walk around and
have some hot chocolate, some cookies.
Enjoy the music and, meet Santa. And it's just like bring the family and come spend Christmas with Main Street here on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
That's what
and so that Saturday's kind of a big day because that's when there's pictures with Santa. And then right at 6 p.m., the electric light parade starts. We're going to be taking off from right in front of the Wool Bowl on Grand Avenue.
Okay.
Heading south, taking a turn right there on College Avenue and back onto Main Street, all the way to 3rd Street. Now, these are floats that are going to be judged.
Yes.
And it's electric light. So you need to have lights on there.
Light them up. Now, the theme is, like you said, the night before Christmas. Yes. But if you want to just branch off into generic Christmas themes.
Right. You're more than welcome to do that as well.
There really is only one rule. One big rule. And there's only one Santa Claus.
Well, 2 big rules, but go ahead.
But the one big rule is there's only one Santa Claus in the light parade, and it is Santa Claus.
That's right.
With the rear to bring up the parade, and then
that's right.
And then meet and greet everybody here. But so you can have now if you've got blow up Santas or robot Santas, all that's fine. But a human Santa, we
only have one,
and it's the Santa.
It's the Santa.
The rest,
and this is a free parade. There is no cost for you. We are giving prizes for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. So we'll have judges sitting on the courthouse lawn. So you'll pause there to make sure they see you and then go on from there. So that'll be really, really fun. And directly after the parade will be the Christmas movie on the courthouse lawn. And again, that's free.
You get your blankets or your lawn chairs. And,
grab you some chocolate.
They'll have the vendors there if you want to get a snack or whatever.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have food trucks there. So we'll have coffee, we'll have donuts, we'll have burritos, we'll have all kinds of good food. So if you want to grab something to eat, bring a blanket, bring some lawn chairs, and come
Santa,
out.
Come enjoy the parade, and then kick back and have dinner and a movie.
And then we'll have more pictures with Santa after the movie. So if you're running a little bit late and you want to get one at night, they'll still be there. We hope to close up around 8:30 or 9 that night.
And don't forget, as is tradition during the light parade, the city will shut down the street lights and everything. So all the lights that we have during downtown during the parade will be from the floats and the various people in the parade.
Right. And Downtown Roswell is also having, with the merchants that want to participate, we are having a window decorating contest. And the way those are judged, it's by your likes. So they'll be posted on Facebook.
Okay.
And you vote for the one you like the best.
So
doesn't matter if it's in theme or a different theme. They'll be doing that.
And the downtown merchants love getting involved with that too. So please vote on your favorites. If you have a favorite, or if you have it is a popularity contest.
It is a popularity contest.
If you got one of your friends and you want to support them, put them over the top. Do your thing.
Sure. And then we will also have what we're calling Shop and Treat. So the merchants that are participating, what they'll be doing is giving you a discount, say 10%, buy one, get one free. whatever they're doing at their particular store. But the treat part of it is many of them will be serving hot chocolate, popcorn, cookies, candy.
I feel like if you leave hungry on this weekend, the 6th or 7th, it's kind of on you.
That's right. So leave the courthouse lawn for just a little bit and take a walk around the district and see what we have going on downtown as well.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, it's going to be a fun weekend, you guys.
And like you said, if you're interested, still got time to get your submissions into the light parade. Go to mainstreetroswell.org and you can get the applications and everything there to do that, or see what requirements are and all that good stuff. What is the drop dead deadline to get you an application or an entry into the parade?
Into the parade. It literally is Friday.
That Friday before.
It's Friday before.
You don't have to do that. Give her some time to give her a little time to plan, but if you can't
because we got to line you up and everything. So, give us some time to do that. But another thing that I want to say is I really could use some help. So if you're out there and you say, I love the Christmas holiday, I wish I could help in some way, we're getting ready to put the Santa hats on the poles,
on the alien
ribbons,
light poles,
lights. We need ladders and we need bodies.
Sure.
And so if you have time, give me a call. We might start it this Saturday, but if I don't have but 2 people and I can't do it, maybe
next week.
Yeah, we'll have to do it next week. We really don't want to. We'd like to get it done this weekend.
There's enough things going on.
There's too much going on. But my number is on the webpage, like Mike said, mainstreetroswell.org.
Yeah.
Get our phone number, give me a call, and say I can help you.
Facebook page, shoot a message on that too, and that'll get back to. The barber
just
or any of the volunteers.
shoot me a message. But our board members go out there a lot of times. The New Mexico Youth Challenge help us, or a number of people help us. But we start at like 9 a.m. in the morning, and we can usually knock it off by 11 if we get enough help.
Absolutely, yeah, it's pretty quick.
So it's pretty
easy.
quick,
It's just
but I need help.
Blocks there, you got to put the Santa hats.
I think there's 40 some odd alien lights out there.
You can knock them out pretty quick with the ladder, and you work in little teams there.
Yeah, we do. I think the hardest part has been getting the tallest ladder because we can't get, we have to get the A line or whatever those are called.
Sure. The last thing you want is to lean on it. And
lean on and go
sliding
down. So we don't want that. A certain kind of ladder.
And you got to haul it around. So, and unfortunately, we don't have any. We don't have a lot of 12-foot people to walk around and help us with those things.
No, we don't have that. But hey, we've got ladders.
But if you know one, tell them we'd like to help out. Help out on Saturday.
Send them my way. But thank you, Mike. I always appreciate you.
Anytime. And of course, if anybody has any questions, mainstreetroswell.org, Main Street Roswell Facebook page as well. And, of course, we would love to come on out December 6th, December 7th for our Christmas weekend here with Santa and the light parade and the Christmas tree and shopping and food and movies
and we could use more vendors. So if you're a vendor and you're saying,
if you'd like
hey,
to be a
I'd
vendor,
like to be out there, just give me a call.
Yeah.
I'll give you a spot.
I would imagine, especially with Holiday Magic canceled because of all that, maybe there's a few. I know we have
an opportunity for some of them to
They're
come
doing
here.
some stuff, but maybe a few of those vendors that don't get the chance to do that this year, maybe can come out.
Maybe
on the
they can come out into the courthouse and just bring your tent and your heater. We're an all-weather event.
I would say it is rain or shine, and it is December.
Let's hope it doesn't rain, but
snow would be okay though.
Oh yeah, that'd be really
not
nice.
Like a foot, but a couple inches.
Yeah, you know what? I really kind of was wanting to do. The foam party that we did during the summer. I would love to do a snow party.
That would be cool.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Hey,
fortunately, we live in New
somebody
Mexico.
sponsor me and I'll do it.
Yeah. Or we need to go to the mountains where they get snow all the time. But
hey, there's artificial snow.
That's true. That's true.
So,
shoot.
Okay.
Jacob could make an ice skating rink. We could make some
That's
snow, right?
Hey, Jacob, help us out with this, right?
Exactly.
So thank you all. Appreciate it. And have a good weekend and come out and see us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Barbara. And we'll see you next time, okay?
All right.
Don't work
you.
too hard. All right. It is 9:36. I have not... Let me double check my phone. Yeah, have not heard from Kelly yet. So let's do this. Let's pause for local news, your Hannity update, Cowboys update. Sorry, fans. And hey, I had to deal with Cowboys loss. Or Redskins loss yesterday. You get to listen to your Cowboys report today and your SRN market report. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The intersection of South Richardson Avenue and West McGaffey in Roswell will be closed for a water line repair beginning Monday. The work is expected to take about 2 weeks to complete. Access to the businesses and residences in that area will be maintained throughout the work. There are no anticipated impacts to water customers in the area, as water will not have to be shut off unless an unexpected situation occurs. The work was originally planned to begin this week, but a further evaluation of what needs to be repaired resulted in a slight delay. FEMA's disaster survivor assistance teams are continuing their door-to-door outreach in Roswell. In coordination with the New Mexico Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, the mission of the DSA teams is to help flood-impacted residents apply to FEMA for federal financial assistance and to help with any other services they might need. DSA crew members wear an official FEMA vest or other FEMA attire and their official FEMA ID badge. As always, you can apply yourself for disaster assistance online at disasterassistance.gov or through the FEMA smartphone app. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. Head coach Mike McCarthy responds to a star player taking exception to a social media post by a local reporter right after this.
Becky Hammond on Inspiration.
I hope it's an inspiration to girls out there, being the first woman to coach an NBA team. But I've always been more inspired by the future, not by what I've done, but by what's coming next.
What do you want to do next? Whether it's buying a home, growing your wealth, or protecting your assets, SWBC is here to support your next steps toward financial success with personalized service and expert advice.
Visit SWBC.com to take the next step toward your financial future.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
Following Sunday's frustrating loss at the 49ers, Cowboys cornerback Trayvon Diggs took exception to a social media posting by a television sportscaster at the DFW ABC affiliate who questioned Diggs' effort in chasing down a 49er pass catcher. Diggs confronted the reporter outside the locker room immediately after the game and caused a further social media stir. Head coach Mike McCarthy reacted to the situation.
We have to be better in those moments. I always talk about staying on the high road. It's part of our responsibility. I am not ignorant or naive to the fact that, this generation, it's part of the world they live in. That's part of being a professional athlete, and that's part of representing this organization properly.
Diggs and teammates have today off, but McCarthy and his staff are putting together the game plan for this weekend's road trip to Atlanta. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Retail sales rose last month at a healthy clip, the latest sign that consumer spending is driving the economy's steady growth. Retail purchases rose 0.4% from September to October. The British economy's rebound from recession slowed sharply in the third quarter, with most sectors stagnating. The Office for National Statistics reports growth during the July to September period was just 0.1%. That was lower than the 0.5 recorded in the previous three-month period, and it was well below market expectations. The European Union's Executive Commission says the EU's economy is heading for only modest growth in the coming months as consumers regain some of the purchasing power they lost to inflation. Growth is forecast to come in next year at 1.3% for the 20 countries using the euro. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
The Apostle Paul wrote, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for man, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ that you're serving." To support ourselves and our families, we all have to work, some in the home, some out of the home. In our work, God calls us to always give our best and to be our best. Ultimately, God is the one who we answer to. Good or bad, inspiring or tedious, hard or easy, no matter where we find ourselves in our jobs, God has blessed us with our work. He's blessed us with a way to support our family, to give back to Him, and to encourage those around us. As you begin your day of work, pray for guidance and wisdom, strength and discernment. Pray for opportunities to be a light to those around you. Ask for the integrity to resist the temptation to take shortcuts or to waste time. Be a peacemaker, an encourager, and most importantly, be a leader.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Attention, Roswell and surrounding areas. Roswell Ford knows recovering from an unexpected natural disaster is stressful, and our hearts go out to everyone who experienced loss due to the flooding. The damage left behind is devastating, but we're already seeing what it means to be Roswell strong, and we acknowledge and appreciate the heroic efforts of local authorities, first responders, and National Guard rescue teams. We've already received and continue to receive special shipments of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles available for immediate delivery during our massive Super Tent Sale. It's at our temporary location on West 2nd Street between Toyota and Allsup's. These new and pre-owned vehicles without flood damage are being offered to the public at unprecedented savings. We've instructed our staff to take any car in any condition. In fact, even if it doesn't run, we'll come get it and give you a generous allowance toward a new Ford or high-quality pre-owned vehicle. And we'll work with your insurance company to help you get what you deserve at Roswell Ford's temporary location on West 2nd Street between Toyota and Allsup's. Thank you.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We may have some rain coming up by Sunday with a low pressure system developing off to our west. For now, we'll stay pretty nice, mid to upper 70s for today and sunny. Overnight looks clear, low to mid 40s, and then we're in the mid 70s to about 80, and we get more sunshine on Saturday. For Sunday, showers and thunderstorms, pretty good possibility, and cooler with mid 60s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:44. So I just got off a text here with Kelly McDonald out at Rio Rancho. They are starting on time there for the volleyball playoffs. So here in about 10 minutes, Kelly will be on the radio here bringing you that Goddard playoff matchup here as they take on Albuquerque Academy, the 2 seed. Now, if Goddard wins, they will play again at 4 o'clock today against either Portales or Taos. And then if they win that game, then they will play again at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then if they play that game, I believe they play at 2, and then they play at 6. It's a double elimination tournament. They both Goddard and Roswell lost yesterday, so they are now both in the single elimination portion. If either loses today, they are done for the season here. So if Goddard wins, they play at 4 o'clock today. We will have that game for you if they win. If they do lose, their season is over. Roswell High will play at noon today. They will take on Santa Fe. And then if they win that game at noon, they will play again at 6 against the winner of the Rio Rancho Centennial game. Unfortunately, we will not be able to bring you the 6 o'clock game because we will be carrying the Coyote football game at 6:30 between the Coyotes and Highland Hornets there. So we will. But if they do win at 6, they will play at, I believe, 10 a.m. tomorrow as well. So, and if they do win that game, we will carry that for you. But it is a single elimination for both teams at this point. Their next loss is they're done after that. So, but like I said, it could, because they'll play again at 4 and then 6 if they win, and then they'll play like 3 games tomorrow too. And if they get to the championship games, those will be at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. We will have those for you on the radio. If Roswell or Goddard gets to the championship game at 6 tomorrow, we'll have it here on the radio, which means we will preempt Greyhound football, because we also are scheduled to have ENMU Greyhound football for you at 6 o'clock tomorrow on right here on KEND. We will carry that unless Roswell or Goddard get into that volleyball championship game, then we'll be carrying that volleyball game. But that's kind of the lay of the land here for the next 48 hours of sports here. We'll carry the volleyball as much as they go, with the exception of that Roswell High 6 o'clock game tonight. Maybe Kelly can shoot Art some updates during the football game and keep people up to date on that score as it's going out there. But that's kind of how the plan is for that there. Again, as far as where you can watch, where you can see and all that, everything I'm talking about is going to be right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM volleyball throughout the day here on the radio, and football here tonight. There is no streaming video of volleyball. We do have audio only because it's playoffs. We do not have those permissions. But if you do to go to ksvptv.com and the Coyote channel and the Rocket channel, you can listen to the volleyball games there. You'll hear the audio that you hear on the radio with a screenshot and a score bug. But you can listen to it. Football for tonight, we did procure permissions to do the video, so we will have the game right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and live streaming video at ksvptv.com in the Roswell Coyote channel. Like I said, pregame will start around 6:30, 6:40-ish. Kickoff will be at 7 tonight here. And if Roswell wins, then they go on to the next round here. Artesia, don't forget, the Bulldogs will host Lovington tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We will carry that game on our sister station, 990 AM, KSVP, 93.7 FM, the translator there in Artesia. However, for folks here in Roswell, if you'd like to watch that game, ksvptv.com, click on the Artesia Bulldog channel, and you'll be able to watch that game there. So that'll be a big match. Of course, Lovington defeated Goddard last week to advance to take on Artesia this weekend. So imagine, and a lot of people are keeping abreast of that one there, because I'm just going to go on a limb here. More likely that state championship's going to be coming out of Southeast New Mexico, whether it's the Coyotes or the Bulldogs, or I got a feeling blue trophies are going to be in Southeast New Mexico. So you definitely want to check out all that playoff action and all that here. Let's see. Of course, don't forget, if you missed any part of our show today, we're about to wrap it up here to bring you volleyball. Of course, we had Cisco from the EDC and also had John join us here from the Horseshoe Nails Brigade to talk about the big education fair that's happening tomorrow from 9 to noon at Eastern New Mexico University. Roswell had a great conversation. Definitely should check that out. Of course, we also had Bill Williams, Chavez County Manager, give us a rundown on what happened at the last county commission meeting. Gave us an update there. And, of course, we just had Barbara Gomez talking about Christmas, December 6th and 7th with Main Street Roswell, the light parade, the Christmas tree lighting, Santa, all that good stuff. So that's what we covered in today's show. That's going to do it for us for the morning show. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your day. Have an amazing weekend. We'll be back with the all-new show on Monday. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to bring you high school playoff volleyball as your God at Rock is taking on Albuquerque Academy. Winner moves on. Loser is done for the season. So that's coming up next. Have an amazing weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
In times of need, it's important to know someone's got your back. Tate Branch Auto Group is here to support our community in Chavez County as we recover from the recent flooding. To help ease the burden, we are offering $1,000 in relief recovery cash for those impacted by the storm. Use this $1,000 towards the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle as a boost to your trade-in value to help cover your insurance deductible, or even receive a check directly.
I'm going to give you a little update from around the brackets here at the state tournament. Goddard, of course, gets here, earning the 9 seed. They did go down to Valley yesterday and move on to the losers bracket, trying to play their way back up into contention here. This is a double elimination tournament, and they now face off against Albuquerque Academy. Academy is in this game. Sort of unexpectedly, the Artesia Bulldogs defeated Valencia in 3 sets yesterday and morning. That was at 10 o'clock. And then in the afternoon, they defeated these Albuquerque Academy Chargers in straight sets. Kind of a big upset for the 10-seeded Bulldogs to take down the 2 seed, the Albuquerque Academy Chargers. But that's why Goddard taking on such a highly ranked opponent here in the second round. So tough task today for Goddard. I'm going to go over the lineup real quick. I think we got time for that. Number 1 is the senior Mariah Fairbanks. Number 2 is the junior Camille Holloway. Number 3 is Camila Herrera. She's a junior. Number 4, the libero Viviana Varela. She's a junior. Number 5, the senior Naomi Smith. Number 6 is the freshman setter, Landry Brown. Number 7, another freshman, Mila Franzoy. Number 10 is the senior, Ava Vernon. Number 11 is junior Aaliyah Dominguez. Number 12, sophomore Liv Flores. Number 13 is the junior Halen Haskins. Number 15, the sophomore Tatum Boone. And number 16 is junior Jackie Avalos. And of course, the Lady Rockets are coached by assistants Hannah Manaman, Val Manzanares, Amber McCall, and head coach is Dwayne Roberts. Rockets no strangers to the state tournament, usually in contention, at least the last few years. Rich championship history for the Rockets, a lot of titles. Albuquerque Academy, kind of similar in that regard. They are coached by Michael Smith and assisted by Rachel Hendrick. Real solid team. Got a chance to see them in the Goddard tournament earlier this year. And this just really a pretty good squad. So it, as I said, going to be a tough task today for the Roswell Lady Rockets. Immediately following this action, or I should say at noon, we will have the Roswell High contest. Roswell High is going to be taking on Sandia. Sorry, they took on Sandia yesterday. They're going to be taking on the 6th seed Santa Fe, so that will be another tough matchup for the Lady Coyotes, who got upset yesterday in 5 sets by Sandia. And we are just about ready to go here. I have approaching 9:59 in the morning. Officials are getting close to taking their positions. Coaches are giving last-minute instructions. And we are probably just about a minute away here from, not even sure how to describe the rounds. I guess this would be 3rd round action. And once again, a double elimination tournament. So the losers now, after anybody who lost on day 1, whether they played 1 match or 2, they are subject to elimination here. But if you lose your 1st or 2nd match, you can keep on playing. And if you win all the way through, you can get all the way through to the blue trophy. And that's, of course, what both these squads are trying to do today. All right, we're just about ready to go. Here's the handshakes before the match. We'll see if Goddard goes with their normal rotation here. As we get a final huddle at midcourt. All right, here we go. It's going to be Aaliyah Dominguez, Tatum Boone, Camille Holloway, Halen Haskins, Naomi Smith, and Ava Vernon. And we'll see if Libero Varela was going to check in or not here on this first rotation. All right, just getting ready to go here. And she will rotate in for Boone. And it looks like Viv will be starting things off, as the Rockets will be serving first. Both teams ready. Here's the beckon. And Varela will start us off. Deep serve to the left side. And down in the corner, nicely done from number 6, Caitlin Lenhart. So 1-0 Chargers to start things off, and it will be Lenhart to serve first for the Chargers. Short serve to the left. Pass outside and big block by number 2. That's Kiara Brown, just a freshman for Academy. Academy lists 3 freshmen on their roster. All right, what are we waiting on here? Down official. Something with the lineup. Now the down official talking to the Academy players. And now they switch the server, but if they're going to do that, they're going to have to give a point to Goddard and have a side out. Because number 6, Caitlin Lenhart, has already all right, and that's exactly what happens. So they're calling Academy out of rotation. So it's going to be a point for Goddard. And they'll have to figure out the score there, but it should